From the StreamYard studios on YouTube, this is Jeopnerdy. And here's your host, John DeMarco.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Jeopardy. We're glad you could join us, and with us, as always, is our co-host.
Welcome, everyone.
I'm getting an echo.
You're getting an echo?
Yes.
I wonder why. You shouldn't be getting an echo. Are you getting an echo right now?
No, sorry. It was my fault. I forgot to mute the audio from YouTube. My apologies.
I've done that before. You're in good company.
Sorry about that. But as I was saying, let's welcome our co-host, Professor Brainy Specs.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're all doing well tonight. We're going to have a great show.
I'll say a quick hello to everyone in the chat. Say first, he was Tokyo Trekker. Greetings. I want to say hello also to Jay Aldridge. Glad you're here. And let me see who else we have. Bird of Prey 5, Kapla. Always a pleasure. Hello to Gorilla's Random Thoughts, and hello to Kronos. Glad you could make it. We've got some contestants for the first round already. We'll go ahead and bring them up, but as usual, we'll have 3 rounds. So if you want to be in one of those later rounds, you can go ahead and click on that link that's pinned at the top of the chat. Greetings, everyone.
Apply.
Left to the opposition.
Bird, that's not your customary introduction.
Hello, world. It's Bird of Prey 5, Kapla.
There you go. That's better.
You're holding
Greetings,
me
everyone.
hostage. Send help.
They're holding you hostage? Is that what you said?
I can smell library books.
You can smell library books. They must be in your home. I don't think you can smell over the internet.
Well, Bird can detect accents through email, so you never know.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Say hello also to Brad Wolf as well. Glad you're here.
Kronos, apparently Bird does have books. I don't know. Welcome, Brad Wolf, and hello, Gorilla.
I refuse to admit to having library books on the grounds that could incriminate me.
Well, I know you have a library account, Bird.
Wow, he's doing background checks on you.
I gave it to him.
It sounds like a conflict of interest to me.
You might need to plead the 7th guarantee here, Bird.
See, this is what you can get when you have family that works for big libraries.
That bloody library lobby.
Pure ridiculousness.
I agree, indeed.
Welcome, T-Dowd.
Greetings. Are you ready to begin on round 1, do you think?
I'm ready.
Yep.
We do have one small change to the rules.
Of course.
Of course.
No,
All of a
this
sudden
is
there's a change to the rules when we're
this
all
is
ready
to
go.
benefit. This is to benefit you, actually.
What
So
they
if we're
always
playing,
say.
if we're playing turn-based game, and a player finds the daily double, and they have less than 1,000 points, now they can bid up to 1,000 points.
I don't see how that benefits me.
Well, it benefits
used to
you
be
because
500.
it used to be 500, and if you chose like the $400 or $500 category and you got it right, you would have gotten 8 or 1,000 points.
Well,
Yes,
considering
but
I'd never
over-
find the daily double, I don't think that benefits me. I think you're just trying to do that so everyone else has a better chance.
That makes
Well,
good sense.
Thank you, Bert. I thought it
Appreciate
did,
that.
and so did John.
Indeed.
Interesting.
Because it was really, you were being penalized before.
Exactly. So we made that small change. And we hope everyone does like that change.
Which also means that if you get it wrong, you lose 1,000 points.
Well, that's the the consequence of getting it wrong. You're the one that bet that amount. I mean, you don't have to. You can
Yes,
still
you
bet
do.
500 if you want.
No, you can't.
All right, gentlemen, are we ready to play?
This is going to be fun.
I have to think about this now. I'm a little worried, but I guess we can start.
Bert?
And to answer Kronos' question, yes, you're welcome to make joke answers in the chat, but please no correct answers.
That's correct. We appreciate no correct answers in chat.
Jokey correct answers. Jokey correct. What are jokey correct answers?
And T-Dowd says that he believes it's encouraged. All right. Well, if we're ready to play, let's play Jeopnerdy.
Started off with how many episodes? Battles. And the cards from TOS. You're going to identify the episode. V'ger. And lore.
All right. World-class Trivia Master Champion. You are first up.
Battle
wanna
for
hear-
100.
I don't want to hear that you're starting as the third player.
I already said battles for 100.
Got it.
Tommy Nabila.
An experimental bird of prey was defeated by the Enterprise A and the Excelsior in a battle near this planet.
What is the Genesis planet?
That is incorrect.
Wait, oh shit.
Bird of Prey 5.
What is Camp Kittimer?
Yeah.
Very good.
Damn it.
I always thought that was a camp, not a planet, but I'll take it.
Yeah, that's why I get confused. It's not a planet. I protest.
Kittimer is a planet. Bird, you got that correct, and you are in control.
How many episodes for 100?
The number of episodes in which Captain Archer makes a speech about gazelles.
Oh my god.
What is one?
You got it.
Nice.
Tokyo, you're up.
V'ger for 500.
After V'ger melted away its antenna leads, Decker used this component to input the final sequence to instruct the probe to transmit its data.
What is the ground test computer?
You got it.
Nicely done.
Battles for 500.
In 2245, the Federation and the Klingon Empire fought a battle at this location near Sherman's planet, but the result was inconclusive.
What? Pass.
Bird of Prey 5.
Pass.
Tokyo.
I'm not going to risk it. Pass.
There was Donatu 5.
Bird, it's your turn.
Let's do how many episodes for 200?
The number of episodes in the Dominion occupation arc at the beginning of DS9 Season 6.
Oh, I have to be specific, huh?
Well, I need a number.
Pass.
Tokyo.
This one's only 200 and I have to count. Dang it. I'm not in a counting mood right now. Pass.
I'm going with what is 5.
That is incorrect.
God damn it.
It was 6.
God damn it! I thought it was 6, but it had the 6 in the question. I was like, surely it wouldn't be 6.
But it is.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
It's
your turn.
mind screw.
V'ger for 4.
V'ger did not respond to friendship messages until Spock programmed the computer to transmit this at a frequency of more than 1 million megahertz.
Thinking one. Reprogram computer to transmit. That's in the answer though. This has got to be a trick question. I'm going to pass it though.
World class trivia master champion.
Pass.
Bird.
Pass.
The answer I was looking for was lingual code,
It is a
You
trick.
know-
It was a trick question.
which, as we know, was invented by Hoshi Sato.
Not sure how that was a trick question. But okay.
Because it was referred to as lingual code friendship messages in one phrase. That's why I thought it was a trick question.
Battles for 400.
There you go.
1,000.
1,000.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Garth of Izar's victory at this battle was a required reading at Starfleet Academy during the 23rd
kidding me.
century.
This should have been 100.
What is the Battle of Axanar?
That's right.
What up?
Sweet.
Brad says, "Oh, the Battle of the Daily Devil." Bird, it's your turn.
To battles for 200.
No, that's my category.
Nog lost his leg due to his participation in the siege that took place at this location in the Chintaka system.
Oh my God. I know most of it. Pass.
Tokyo.
I'm going to get the number wrong.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, and it's also the name of the episode, too. So I'm going to pass.
I'm going to go with what is AR557.
So close, but incorrect.
Damn it!
558.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tokyo, you got the lead and control.
I'm going to redeem myself with V'ger for 3.
V'ger absorbed this Starfleet outpost on its way to Earth.
What is Epsilon 9?
That's correct.
You will be absorbed. I know it's the wrong AI, but still.
Trivia master champion.
I'm going to take away V'ger for 200.
V'ger originated as this probe launched by NASA in the 20th century.
What is Voyager 6?
That's right.
Successful steal.
Bird.
That was the $200 question.
It was.
What the hell's the $100 question?
Find out.
Who's the probe? Idea.
Let's try how many episodes for 300.
The number of episodes of TOS in which Spock did not appear.
Raid category.
Number of episodes of the TOS in which Spock did not appear. What is 0?
You got it.
Oh. That's what I thought.
Nicely
Too.
done.
Had to trick me, I see.
Tokyo.
Let's finish V'ger before Sin does.
V'ger created a replica of this crew member to observe the normal behavior of the carbon-based units infesting.
I get those
Earth.
points. I guessed it already.
Give him 50 points for this one too, please. It was Leah. He deserves it. Yeah, he got it.
That is correct.
Battles for 300.
O'Brien and Bashir were fond of recreating this
What
World
is
War
the
II area.
Alamo? No shit.
The
I wasn't
Alamo?
idiot.
That is
I went too
incorrect.
fast. Fine, never mind. I already
Bird.
answered it wrong, so you can take my points away.
I didn't hear the question.
World War II aerial conflict in the holosuite.
It was the Great Alamo conflict of World War II.
Pass.
Tokyo.
I'm gonna get this wrong, but it's only 300. What is the Battle of Britain?
That's the one.
No, it was
That's it.
the Alamo.
Battle of Britain with
Clearly
the
a
Alamo.
huge battle in World War II. You missed it, obviously.
Not only did you get it wrong, Cinnabon, but
think,
I think we should take the points away anyway because you responded before the clue was completely read.
You would think that a librarian would know about the Great Battle of the Alamo.
Isn't that kind of like local
T-down.
history for him?
Bird, it's your turn.
Okay, let's try these end cards for 100. What is City on the Edge of Forever?
That's correct.
Tokyo.
Let's challenge end cards for 2. Ah, mirror money, mirror money, mirror money. No, it's the $200 question. It's the easiest one there. I can't. The flipping name of the episodes. I'm gonna kick myself for this. Mirror money. Pass.
I want to acknowledge this series.
Yeah, it's obvious.
That's your
From
loss.
your stream Monday night.
That's obviously a pass.
Bird.
What is the Paradise Syndrome?
That's right.
Lore for 300.
Lore, you said, for 3?
You know?
Is this the Android or Lore Reloaded?
The android.
Android.
Laura spent nearly 2 years drifting in space until an encounter with a trade ship of this species.
What is a pack lid?
Indeed.
This is where my reign of terror comes to an end.
Bird.
Do end cards for 300.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, really?
I
even
got
know which
nothing.
one.
Pass.
They were drinking
Tokyo.
Citron Yacht.
Tokyo.
What is a Corbinite maneuver?
That's right.
That's the one. And it's your turn, Tokyo.
End cards for 4, please.
Oh my god. It's got Gene Coon's name on it.
It does. What is Menagerie Part 2?
Afraid not.
Pat.
Trivia Master. Bird.
Oh, what's it called? What's it called?
It's called Menagerie, Part 1.
Oh,
So close, Tokyo. So close.
I thought it was the other one. When he was in dress uniform.
Trivia Master.
Lore for 4.
Or for 4.
These were Laura's final words before being deactivated in Descent Part 2.
What is I love you, brother?
You got it.
I gotta be brother.
Yeah, we have a tie game. Bird.
Really?
We do.
Not me. Not me.
I gave you guys a handicap and you still can't beat me.
Let's do lore for 200.
Oh man.
Laura betrayed the colonists of Omicron Theta to this being.
What is the demented pink bunny? No, I see. What is the
Carmen.
crystalline entity?
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Didn't know Deej was in that episode.
I didn't either.
He was in the the director's cut.
Director's cut.
It was
Okay.
edited out scene. It's only
Okay.
delivered to world leaders and myself.
So you're saying you're not a world leader?
I'm the world leader.
Uh-huh. Tokyo. Your
Let me
turn.
give Cinnabon 500 points by taking end cards for 5.
What is every episode?
I was just gonna say that. Dun dun dun. Pass.
Pass.
Bird.
There's even a Gene Coon producer.
That was from the Galileo 7.
That actually surprised me. I didn't remember that. I didn't remember them all laughing at the end of that episode.
I think they were laughing at Spock.
So Lord,
Oh, they were. I was being
5.
sarcastic.
Trivia Master Champion.
Said Lord for 5.
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
The data head found under San Francisco couldn't have been from Lore because this component of the two androids' positronic brains was different.
What?
Wow.
Oh, it was like the T-type something or another, or something like that. The phase discriminator thing, I think. I'll pass. So
Bird.
Yeah, it was something like Cinnabon said, but I'll pass also.
Tokyo.
I'm gonna set this one out.
Cinnabon was on the right track. It was the phase discriminating amplifier.
Hey, we got a really tight game. Bird, you can take the lead,
Nice. I'll take the lead then.
but you have to get the correct response to
Fuck.
your-
Always. Okay. Let's do. Well, wait. If I take lore for 100, I'll probably get it, and I'd only be 100 behind. Or if I
That
do
is
how
true.
many episodes, I probably won't get it.
You may or may not.
Let's do the sure thing for 100.
He created lore prior to the construction of data.
Who is Soon?
That's right.
All right, we have a very tight game. Tokyo, 400 or 500?
5. Let's eliminate the risk.
The number of episodes in season 2 of TNG.
I think I know this one.
22, 23, 24, or 25. All of which is a gamble. This is why it's a risk. Let's see if you know it, Sin. Pass.
I am going to go with what is 22?
Good call.
Nice.
400.
The number of episodes in which Kess and 7 of 9 both appear.
Scorpion 2, The Gift, and then one when she came back. So we'll risk it and go with what is 4.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
Bird?
Oh, there was another episode before The Gift, wasn't there?
Pass.
Tokyo.
Scorpion 2, The Gift, and Fury are the only ones that come to mind. What is 3?
That is correct.
What?
7 did not appear in part 1.
Oh, yes, she did at the very end of part 1.
She did.
Nope.
No.
I'm pretty sure. Now I'm gonna watch that episode.
Yeah, the end of part 1 was Janeway saying, tracking
never
back
mind.
to the Quadrant,
Yeah.
and then the cut to space, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah, she did not appear in the first part.
She was in the next episode preview, so that counts.
If it's the season finale, no, she didn't.
They didn't film that.
Exactly.
All right, we do have a very tight game here going into final Jeopnerdy.
2100.
500 points separate the contestants. Let's get the link there to the Cosmo Buzz Room into the private chat. There you go. Let's reveal our final Jeopnerdy category.
The Captain's Yacht.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
And thank you for buzzing.
You're welcome. I just wanted to make sure you saw me.
I do see you.
And by the way, if anyone would like to join us in round 2, go ahead and click on that link that's pinned at the top of the chat.
Hang on.
I'm assuming your name is how much you're betting. Cinnabon.
Sorry. We may continue.
Right? Yeah, it would still work.
And let's reveal our clue.
Data fired this type of burst from the Captain's Yacht to force Rodolfo's ship to reset shield harmonics.
Players, you have 30 seconds. Kapla!
Go with the old standby. Spell it.
That's pretty much what I did too, Sam. The old standby. I don't remember that line too well.
Here. There. I did it phonetically too.
Well, thank you for that.
We both have the same answer, I bet. Bird, congratulations. I think you won this.
I thought you were gonna have us name the captain's yacht. I was all happy because there's only 2 of them. Angry
And
with
only
this
one of them
question,
was
though.
named.
What?
I think only one of. Well, they were both named, but I think we only know the name of the D.
The Cousteau was
That
ease.
was the D.
Okay, Bird, you had 1,900 points entering Final Jeopardy. Your response was,
Phasers. That is unfortunately incorrect.
Dang.
and how much did you bet? Well, you bet 0, so that might pay off. Let's see. You'll remain at 1,900. World Class Trivia Master Champion, you had 2,100 points, and your response.
This is tachyon, and even with the phonetic spelling, that is correct.
Sweet.
Yay. Good job. How much did you bet?
What do you
All
think?
of it. Yeah, you needed 4,200 points. Let's see if that will be enough for you. Tokyo Trucker, you had the lead at 2,400 points. Your response.
You also got tachyons. Very good.
And how much was your bet? 2,000 points, taking you 4,400 points. And Tokyo
Ooh.
Trucker, you are the champion.
Congratulations.
Indeed.
I thought Bird was going to bet something on that one. I thought he was going to get it. I also didn't think it was tachyon either. I thought it was
Even
like-
if I had bet, I still would have lost.
You always have to go with the old standby tachyons.
Yeah. That and 310 Mark 215. Whenever somebody needs coordinates for something, it's 310 Mark 215.
Indeed.
Good game. That was very good game.
Yes, very nice.
Very, very close at the end at Final Jeopardy.
That was awesome.
Well, I know I was scammed somehow, but I just can't figure out where yet.
I was
But
cheated.
rest assured, once I figure out where it was cheated, I will lodge an official protest.
I know where I was cheated. It was the battle of the Alamo.
Right. Yeah. Sure. I don't think that was it. In fact, there was no point that you were cheated.
That famous aerial battle above the Alamo.
Okay, well, I will move on. I know where I'm not wanted.
Well, thank you for joining us,
Bird.
Bird.
Backstage.
And Tokyo, you're of course welcome to defend your title in round 2.
I will exercise that right.
I'll put Cinnabon backstage. I'll bring up our next 2 contestants. Welcome, leading crewman, and hello also to Mikey. I think you're joining us for the first time, so greetings.
Hello.
Mikey, welcome. And hello, leading
Hello,
crewman.
guys. Hello. And I put leader in brackets because you can call me leader for short.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
also-
only slightly
Hello,
a bit
Mikey.
of a nerd.
Well, we're glad you joined us.
Indeed, welcome. Now, if you had not heard at the start of game 1, we have introduced a new rule in that if we're playing turn-based games, which we normally do, and you find the daily double, and you have less than 1,000 points, you can bet up to 1,000 points.
Okay. That's cool.
Okay.
It used to be 500.
Okay, that's cool.
All right.
Hello, Tokyo. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's cool.
Are we ready to play?
Yep.
Can't speak for everybody else, but I am.
Mikey, are you ready?
I am ready.
Well, let's play Jeopnerdy.
I like the cat in your picture, Mikey.
I'm a little nervous. be nice, guys.
No,
I'm sure you'll do
don't
fine.
need to be
Well,
new.
thank you.
First
Thank you.
category
Hello.
is how many films? I'm referring specifically to the TOS and TNG films. Wars.
Wars.
Yes. And the cards from TNG.
That's going to be very difficult.
That'll be a good one.
Nomad.
Oh,
And Noonien Soon.
Union Sun. Okay.
I want to address a comment that Bird put into the chat. He asks, why is the rule change only for turn-based games? And the reason that is because in turn-based games, if you select the clue and you get it correct, your point value is doubled. So if you pick the 400, let's say, you get 800 points if you get the correct response. In buzzer games, you don't get double the points. So it's only double the daily double maximum number, a bet amount, excuse me, is only valid in the turn-based games.
We are
And Bird
ready.
says, right. Got it. Okay. All right, Tokyo
I am
Trekker.
ready.
Tokyo Trekker, you are the returning champion. You get to go first.
Cinnamon says now the early board or now the easy board comes out. Well, that's because the easy board is always the board that we don't play. How many films for 5? I guess I can't see the final point values over Bird of Prey's quote.
You can't?
It's Bird of Prey's quote still up on the.
Oh,
thing.
I'm sorry. Pardon me. Let me turn that off. There we go.
How many films
Thank
for
you.
5?
Thank you for pointing that out.
The number of films in which Harv Bennett is credited as a producer or executive producer.
What is 5?
That is incorrect.
Leading crewman.
What is 3?
That is also incorrect.
Mikey.
What is 3?
That's
That
what
is
I just
incorrect. The answer was, in fact, 4. Was that 2, 3, 4, and 5?
I missed it by 1. I knew.
He wasn't EP on 6?
He was not, no.
Who was EP on 6?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but it wasn't him.
Crewman.
Well, at least we're all evenly scored, even though it's a bad score.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Leading crewman. It's your turn.
Stephen
Winter.
Charles Jaff and Ralph Winter. Wow, I thought it was Harv Bennett.
How many films for 3, please?
The number of films with a supporting appearance by David Warner.
What is 2?
That's correct.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Mikey.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Let's go with Wars for 300.
The decisive Battle of Sharon brought an end to this war.
Okay. What is? Hello.
Hello,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. What is the battle between the Federation and the Anarchists? I can't remember. Sorry.
You can pass if you don't know it.
What's Wolf 359?
Too late. The buzzer already.
Well, the buzzer expired, so if you want, we'll just count that as a pass, and we'll move it on to the next player.
Tokyo.
What is the Earth Romulan War?
That's correct.
And Tokyo, it's your turn.
How many films
Earth
for
Romulan
4?
War.
I need to redeem myself in this one.
The number of films with musical scores composed by Jerry Goldsmith.
Motion picture, Star Trek 5. First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis. What is 5?
That's right.
Leading crewman.
That was good.
Union Sing for 3, please.
Brent Spiner portrayed Noonien Soong in one form or another this many times during TNG.
What is 2?
That is incorrect.
Mikey.
What is 6?
I'm afraid not.
Tokyo Trekker.
So there was Brothers, and then there was the Nightmare episode, and then there was that's right.
It was 3.
3.
Should've
You're
said it.
almost there. You were
Should've
almost
said
there.
What was the third episode it was in?
The third one was the one where he meets his mother and there's a holographic recording.
Oh yeah. Okay,
That's
yeah.
the one
I
I.
figured that was the one.
Brothers in that one is the one I remembered. What's the
Well,
other
wasn't-
one that I didn't remember?
Wasn't his mother like a robot?
Yes, she was. The other episode was Birthright when Data was dreaming.
Oh, that was
Oh,
the Nightmare
okay.
episode.
Yeah. I like that episode.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Mikey, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Let's try End Cards TNG for 300.
Okay, we're looking for the episode.
Best of Both Worlds Part 2.
That is incorrect.
Tokyo Trekker.
What is family? No, it's not. Take the points. I screwed up.
Leading crewman.
What is Chain of Command Part 2?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
It is Shaka When the Walls Fell. That was from
oh, okay.
Dharma. Oh.
Yeah, the knife gave it away. And it couldn't be
I
be
didn't see the moon.
Best of Both Worlds 2 because we didn't see the moon and we also saw the warp trails going by, which
couldn't have been
they were in
Yeah, I
orbit.
was trying to remember that as opposed to when he was like holding his, his head, whatever, and looking out.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was family. Then all of a sudden I remembered halfway through when I was saying it. The last shot was the vineyard.
Hmm.
Right.
All right, Tokyo.
Crap. How many films for 2? I'll get those points back, hopefully.
The number of films directed by Leonard Nimoy.
What is 2?
That's right.
2 for 2.
Indeed.
Pick up.
Leading crewman.
What is sorry, End Cards for 4, please. What is Ensign Roy?
That's correct.
Nicely done.
Back in the positives. Nice.
Mikey, it's your
Okay.
turn.
Let's try Nomad for 400.
After being damaged by a meteor collision, Nomad merged with this alien probe.
Shoot. Was it shoot? I know it was some satellite. I was going to guess a satellite.
We're looking for a specific name, but if you
Satellite?
don't know, feel free to pass.
Oh, I'll pass. Go ahead. Sorry,
Tokyo Trekker.
I pass.
Ah.
Go ahead.
I'm going to challenge the leading crewman on this one.
All right, leading crewman.
I'm gonna pass.
The alien probe was named Tanru.
Tanru.
I'm glad I passed.
Question, because I don't.
Indeed, Erevic, I am ignoring you and your comment. Hail. Tokyo Trekker.
I'll take William Shatner and 1 film for 100.
We shall see.
Come on.
The number of films with scenes set in the 21st century.
Oh, wrong.
What is one?
That's correct.
You were right about
The one. Just
One.
have the director.
Star Trek 4.
leading crewman. It's your turn.
Would have been first
In
contact.
cards for 5, please.
I'm sorry, which one?
In cards for 5, please. What is
Oh, no way.
what is the mind's eye?
That is incorrect.
Nope.
Oh,
I know. this
Mikey.
one.
The Best of Both Worlds Part 1.
That is incorrect as well, I'm afraid.
Tokyo
gonna
Trucker.
You're going to both smack yourselves. Look to the right of it. What is Lower Decks?
That is also incorrect.
What?
Yes, that is from Galaxy's Child.
Lower Deck.
oh, okay.
Galaxy's Child.
Galaxy? That can't be Galaxy. Those got to be Lower Decks.
That was right after Leah Brahms left him at the bar, or whatever.
Eh. All right. Now I feel embarrassed. That's awful.
I'm doing really bad, Dave. Mine at 1600. Yikes.
Is that
Well-
the
Mikey, you can turn it around right now. It's your turn.
is that the
Okay.
season 2
Uh,
episode?
Let's see. Let's try Noonien Soon for 500.
Fleeing the attack of the crystalline entity, Soong and his wife Juliana reached this planet before she slipped into a coma.
Pass.
Tokyo Trucker.
I feel this one's going to be a trick question. I'm going to regret doing this, though. Pass.
Leading crewman.
Pass.
This is Turlina 3.
All right. I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Termina 3.
You were
Okay.
asking a question a minute ago, leading crewman. Is about one of the episodes?
Oh, sorry. Galaxy Child, was that the season 2 episode that they did during the writer's strike?
No, that was later.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different one where Troy was pregnant, but I can't think.
No, Galaxy's Child is season 4 when Leah Brahms actually comes on the ship.
Okay. And she finds the hologram
And-
and is it.
And the space baby attaches itself to the Enterprise hull.
Yeah.
I forgot that episode. Well, I know that episode exists, but that was one of the worst of TNG.
It was okay. It wasn't one of my favorites.
Oh,
There were definitely worse ones.
yeah.
All right, Tokyo.
All right. I need points. This game is embarrassing. Wars for 4.
The marriage of the Dolmen of Elos to the leader of this planet was arranged to stop a war.
Leader of this planet. No. Crap. Go down this here. What is Troyus? Nope. Not it.
Yes, that is correct.
Whoa! That was a total guess.
It's a good one.
Wow.
Indeed.
Tokyo, that was like totally off your head, man.
Oh. Which episode was that from?
The Lawn of Troyus.
Uh,
And she spelled it ELAAN.
Mm-hmm.
I got that much.
All right, leading crewman.
okay.
It's your turn.
I'm going to go with in cards for 2, please.
There it is.
I'm going to have to pass that one.
Mikey.
Oh, wow. Pass.
Who was that person? In
Tokyo
my-
Trucker.
What is family?
That is correct. That
That's
is-
Renee.
Yep.
That's the vineyard I said earlier in the game.
Oh, okay.
Should have kept your mouth shut. Well, that didn't hurt you. Mikey, it's your turn.
Yeah, I gotta get back in this. And I know I look disgusting. Sorry.
I couldn't recognize
fine.
the faces.
It's all right. My premiere was really
Nomad
bad too.
500.
Don't
Nomad
be
for
too hard
500.
on yourself. Got it.
I'm not-
On the first attack from Nomad, the Enterprise's shields absorbed energy equivalent to this many photon torpedoes.
Okay, what is 9?
I'm afraid not. Sorry.
Tokyo.
Somebody better get back into positive territory, otherwise I'm going to be the winner by default. I'm going to pass it.
Leading crewman.
I'm gonna pass it.
It was
Mikey, you were so close.
Yes,
Sort
it was,
of.
Yes, it was 9D.
90. Oh my god.
90.
Well, I knew I
yes.
had the 9 part right.
Yeah.
90.
Indeed.
Tokyo.
Nomad for 3.
If Nomad thought you had uttered a non sequitur, it would likely tell you that your facts are this.
Non sequitur. Your facts are. This is tougher than I thought. Non sequitur. Your facts are. It can't be. What is illogical?
That's incorrect.
That's what I thought.
Leading crewman.
Pass.
Non sequitur.
Mikey.
Your facts are.
Non-important.
Afraid not. Your facts are uncoordinated.
Coordinated.
Uncoordinated.
That's that.
Uncoordinated.
Yeah, that's it. Your facts are uncoordinated. Non sequitur. Yeah.
And I had to learn a little Latin. That's interesting.
Leading crewman.
I'm gonna get this one right. In cards for 100. What is Unification Part 2?
That's right.
Yeah, he's at 0. Somebody's back to positive with me. Woohoo!
Well, he still can't play Final Jeopnerdy. Not yet.
That's true, but still.
I haven't
Mikey.
won a game in ages.
Okay, wars for 500.
You've got this.
During a Federation war with the Zenkethi, Cisco served as the executive officer of this starship, which was named after the location of a World War II battle.
This was 500.
Was it Okinawa?
Nicely done.
Yes.
Nicely done. Good
I have
job,
one.
Mikey.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Nice.
Tokyo.
Noonien Singh for 4. Let's solidify this.
All right, Tokyo, you have 1,100 points. That's how much you can bet up to.
I'm going to rob everybody. Bet 5.
5 points?
That's it.
5 points, the minimum.
That's it.
Minimum.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
This scientist claimed that he had taught Soong everything he knew, thereby likening himself to Data's grandfather.
Yeah, see, I'm glad I bet 5 because I definitely don't remember this. But since I bet something, I'm going to say, who is Tubbs? I don't know.
Afraid not. There's Ira Graves.
Ira Graves.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Ira Graves, yeah.
That was one of my favorite episodes. Huh?
Could you repeat that?
That episode was one of my favorite episodes in all of
Oh.
years.
I didn't care for it myself that much.
Oh,
Well, there's no way back. I won't make it.
All right, leading crewman, you can get to Final Jeopnerdy if you get a clue right here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Union Soon for 2, please.
According to lore, Sung was given this nickname by his fellow colonists.
What is often wrong?
That's right.
War was cruel.
Mikey.
Wow. I don't know which one to really choose. There's no way I can come back. Let's go Nomad for 200.
Nomad mistook Kirk for this scientist who had been the probe's original creator.
Who is Jackson Roy Kirk?
That's right.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Tokyo.
Wars for 2.
This captain was twice decorated with the Federation's highest citation for courage and valor during the Cardassian border wars.
Yeah, that was twice for valor.
I know it.
Who's Maxwell?
That's it.
I was hoping it was gonna get to me. Never
Captain Felix.
Leading crewman, do you want 100, 100, or 100?
mind. I'll finish out Union Soon for 100, please.
He finishes off soon.
Sung activated Data's homing device so that he could install this component.
What is the emotion chip?
That's right.
Good job.
Mikey?
Well, I got Nomad last time. Let's finish him out. 100.
Nomad was drawn to the bridge when it heard her singing over the intercom.
Oh, that was Uhura.
That's correct.
I got the last one.
And Tokyo. Tokyo, you get the last clue.
Indeed.
Colonel Thaddeus Riker was a soldier in the Union Army in this war, during which his life was saved by the individual later known as Quinn.
What is the Civil War?
That's correct.
Oh.
Should be cool. Should he get that because it didn't specify which country's civil war? There's been a lot of civil wars.
I knew which one he was talking about.
Okay.
Am I allowed
as
to stay and watch these last two guys try out?
Yeah,
a
you can watch.
As a non-US citizen, I say that answer's biased.
800.
And I accidentally closed out the Cosmo Buzz room, so we got a new room.
I
I'll put in
the old one.
I'll put in the private chat the new address.
Ooh.
No comment on my charge, my claim. Never mind.
And let's run down the scores.
Actually, I gotta wait to. Screw it.
My goodness. Okay, Tokyo has the lead at 1,695 points. Leading crewman has 600 points. Let's reveal our category.
Twins.
And thank you for joining Final Jeopnerdy in the Cosmo Buzz Room, Alamo. Unfortunately, you don't get to play.
I just think it's so funny. The World War II Battle of the Alamo. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Let's enter those bet amounts into the system here. And reveal our clue.
The Delaney sisters were mentioned several times in Voyager, but only appeared in this episode.
Players, you have 30 seconds. Kapla!
All I heard was squeaking and no theme song. There we go.
So yes, Brad Wolf, that doesn't narrow it down very much.
What's he saying?
Said the episode where Harry doesn't get lucky in love.
Mm.
Okay,
There was the disease, but she was not in.
let's find out if you knew the answer to this clue. Leading crewman, you had 600 points. Entering final Jeopardy, your response.
The one where Paris is demoted. Well, that is true, and unfortunately, it's not the name of the episode.
Fair enough.
Sorry about that.
Was
How
it
much
30
did you
days?
get? 300 points, taking it down to 300.
I was really annoyed that I couldn't remember the name of it.
Tokyo Trekker, you had the lead at 1,695 points. Your response.
Yeah, Bride of Chaotica, unfortunately incorrect, but they were in that program, but as we said, it was in the episode 30.
It was in 30
Days.
days.
And your bet amount
Yep.
was
Yeah.
0. So you stay at
I
1,695
should have
points.
remembered that. That was the link to the bridge sentence.
Good job, Tokyo Trekker.
Indeed.
Done.
You did pretty good too, Mikey. Don't feel bad. about-
Congratulations.
I did.
Mikey.
I actually did worse on my premiere episode of Jeopardy.
Well, this was my premiere, so I should do better from here, right? Everything just
Yeah.
goes up from there.
Exactly.
Yeah, you come back, you're going to start kicking everybody's butt all over the
I'll
place.
bet I will.
Yeah. Nice
Thanks,
to meet you, Mikey.
Nicely done.
And so now, if anybody wants to join us in round 3, you can click that link.
If you don't have enough players, may I join you guys for round 3 if you don't have enough?
Is Sin coming back?
Yes, he is.
All right, then I am defending.
Remember me.
I'll step out if someone else wants to play, but if no one else wants to play, then may I stay on, please?
Sounds good.
Come on, T-Dowd. Come join us if you're still there. I know you never.
Jay's probably there somewhere. He'd want to play, I would think. Jay, are you there?
I'm not sure what happened to Jay.
Yeah, he was here before the stream started, but I don't know. He had to leave. He had to leave for some reason.
Oh. By the
But
way, sorry.
He says the Salamander twins.
Professor.
No, I was just going to say if anyone else would like to play, the link is in the chat.
Okay. I've got my curtains closed today in my lounge. Can anyone give me feedback on whether you can see me easier today?
Well, the lighting is finally better than what's on the bridge in Picard.
It's true.
Yeah.
Better not be animated series or Enterprise end cards.
Nah, because the next series up is DS9.
Sometimes they skip them just to be mean about it.
Yeah. If it's TAS, we know we're going to avoid that like the plague.
With battles, wars, what's next? Probably
Probably
treaties?
massacres,
Massacres.
genocides.
I don't know, John. That sounds like
Dark
threatening
Lord.
language to the judge to me. I think Cinnabon might need to be disqualified.
Then we had Nomad, V'ger, and this one has to be the whale probe.
Because he said you
Yeah.
better not.
It's got to be
That
the whale
sounds
probe.
threatening.
What did the whale probe say to threaten Earth? Wow, wow.
You sound more like a cat.
Yeah. I can't do the whale probe.
Jay, I am sorry you're not feeling well. Hope you feel better soon, sir.
Oh,
feel
I'm
better
sorry, Jay.
And yes, Thomas, Cinnabon believes that the Alamo took place in World War II
And it was that.
With planes.
with
Great
planes,
battle.
indeed.
None of you guys remember it.
And David Crockett was
Apologize.
apparently an immortal.
The beautiful rolling green fields in front of the Alamo were threatened.
Davy Crockett was the Highlander. There can be only one.
Well, gentlemen, would you like to begin on round 3?
Oh,
Indeed.
Yes, please.
all right. Well, let's play Jeopnerdy.
I hope I win this one.
The picture orders is different.
I don't know to fix that. How many seasons?
It's only 4.
4.
Generals.
What is Martok?
End cards from DS9.
There we
You
go.
were right, Jackie.
It's not good.
The Whale Probe.
Yes!
Arik Soon.
All right.
Who is that?
Oh, that's
Enterprise.
Really
All right, Tokyo Trekker, you are the returning champion.
Let's try this.
Go
Whale Probe
first.
5.
As the probe's effect on Earth's weather was steadily growing, this city was reported to have cloud cover increasing to 95%.
What is the city where I live? Tokyo.
I'm afraid not.
No?
Alamo.
That was pass.
Leading crewman.
What is San Francisco?
That's incorrect.
Okay.
The answer I was looking for was Juneau, Alaska, although Tokyo was also mentioned in that scene.
Huh? I'm trying.
Okay.
Tokyo total cloud
And
coverage.
I thought it was Leningrad.
Leningrad has lost all electrical power. Cloud coverage
yeah.
100%. Temperatures
Okay.
decreasing rapidly. That robot sounding guy. Huh?
That's very good. Alamo, it's your turn.
The most powerful enemy for 400.
I don't see V'ger up there.
Be
True.
the whale probe. Do
I
not
didn't see the bull got
disrespect the
there.
whale probe like that.
They're forcing you to be specific. It's a mind game.
So you want the whale
I
probe for
just said the whale probe.
I'm
Getting
just
very
confirming
upset.
with you.
You would call V'ger. All right.
During the first encounter with the probe, the Saratoga was on patrol in Sector 5, which was in the same region as this location.
Space.
I can't believe I'm starting with negative
wait,
500.
I can't believe I didn't get this one off the bat.
Region. Oh, I don't remember pass.
Leading crewman.
Pass.
Tokyo.
What's the neutral zone?
That's right.
Her captain's log, or it was in her hail to Starfleet.
Yep.
Indeed. Leading crewman. It's your turn.
How many seasons? How many seasons for 5?
The number of seasons of Voyager in which Ensign Vorik appeared.
Good question.
That's a very good question.
Pass. I'm not confident enough.
Tokyo Trekker.
And I'm not in a position to guess this. Pass.
Pass.
4.
Yep. 4.
Tokyo.
Very interesting. Whale probe for 3.
After being disabled by the probe, the Yorktown's engineers developed a plan to deploy this device to generate power.
What is a makeshift solar sail?
That's it.
We have high hopes that this will, if successful, generate power to keep us alive.
I bet Bird wished he played this round.
Yep. He's probably going, son of a bitch, right now.
Pass.
Son of a bitch.
Alamo, it's your turn.
Whale probe for 2.
After the probe reached Earth, he advised the president that planetary reserve power wouldn't last long without access to the sun.
Wait, what? I know. Oh, who is Admiral Cartwright?
That's correct.
The president looked at him like, everybody knows that.
I was hoping that was going to get to me, but never mind.
Leading crewman.
I'm gonna go how many seasons for 4, please.
Number of seasons of Enterprise, which include appearances by denobulans other than Phlox.
Oh,
This question was made for you.
Indeed.
Mhm.
well, I'm not gonna answer it. Pass.
Tokyo.
There's 2.
That's correct.
Season 2 and season 4. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
promised earlier in the week that I wasn't gonna complain about Enterprise anymore, so I'm just gonna be quiet.
Ah,
You're gonna hate where
Well-
I go next.
Yeah.
Eric
Tokyo.
Sung for 5.
during one escape attempt, Soon programmed a pad to unlock the security doors and made it as far as this location.
What is Sausalito?
Exactly right.
Sometimes I feel a vigorous escape attempt helps to clear the head.
Exactly.
Go with
Alamo.
General Martok for 100.
There it is.
Generals for 1.
By 2164, he had reached the rank of general in the Andorian Imperial Guard.
Damn it.
Oh, even I know this one.
You got this, Sam.
I feel like it's a trick question.
It is.
We'll go with who is Shran?
That's right.
I knew an Enterprise question.
Maybe you'll know another one. Leading crewman, it's your turn.
Tell
I
you the rest of the
might
questions.
regret this, but Generals for 2?
After falling out of favor with the Klingon High Command, he was assigned to Nimbus 3.
Oh, man.
It was General Core.
That's right.
Oh, I said Core without a D, so
Yeah.
you might want to take
Wrong.
it off.
Well, I'll give it to you because it was close enough in this case.
Okay, thank you.
Tokyo Trigger.
Eric Sung for 4.
Soon was greatly disturbed to learn that Malek had killed this brother, who had previously been the leader of the Augments.
Where is? Oh crap! Man, I gotta put you guys on mute. Oh no! But the name is not coming to me. I'm gonna let timer out. What crap was his name? Pressure's on. The name is not coming out.
Pass.
Long hair dude.
Alamo.
Smack myself.
I said pass.
Leading crewman.
Not a good series pass.
It was Raken.
Technically, I didn't say it was non-canon. I just said it wasn't a good series.
But you're saying it without saying it. So
The line I'm thinking
Okay.
of is when he's going, "Where's your brother, Malik?" He didn't say the name. Rakim. Ah, you said the name wrong. Rakim.
Oh, sorry.
Ah, that's why I didn't recognize it. I'm like, who the heck is Rakim?
George and
Where's your
Gracie for 1.
I'm taking it you mean the whale probe.
Yep.
Spock determined that only this
Oh,
species could
gross.
give a proper response to the probe.
What are humpback whales, not people?
That's correct.
Wales, Mr. Scott. Wales.
Leading crewman.
Premises Khan Jr.
These 9 in cards for 2. But what
Ooh.
is
I know this
what
one.
is the way of the warrior?
That's incorrect.
Tokyo.
What is Explorers?
That's right.
Ooh.
And
Well,
John, I know
they
why
were-
you picked this one.
They
way
were
of- the way of the war-
Cardassian ships. I thought they were Klingon with a praise.
Oh, the way of the those are Cardassians. The way of the warrior was just an exterior shot of DS9 with an Excelsior class starship docked.
Okay. Now what?
We are explorers.
But emissary is one, or what you leave behind.
How could I forget Rakim? I'm kicking myself for that one really hard. Eric Soong for 3 for revenge.
After being locked up by Malik, Soong was able to flee the Klingon ship in an escape pod with her assistance.
Whose purses?
That's right.
Alamo.
Hmm. We shall go with end cards for 100. What is trials and tribulations?
You got it.
Tell me, do they still sing songs of the Great Triple Hunt?
Leading crewman.
How many seasons for one, please?
Number of seasons that Worf was a regular on DS9.
12.
4 seasons. What is 4?
That's right.
Tokyo.
Eric Soong for 2.
Soong used his position as director of this medical facility to steal augment embryos.
It was called Station 12.
You got it.
Great
Every
episode, too.
game is an enterprise category. I think I feel
500.
very
So we'll put end
disappointed.
cards for 500.
End cards for 5.
1,000.
1,000. Truly daily double.
It's the closing credits of an episode.
Identify this episode.
Legate Damar may be the key to saving the Alpha Quadrant.
Damn it. So one more that he started his insurrection. I'm gonna go with it's one of the last 10. It's not that one. It's not that one. Could be that one. All right, fine. We'll just go. What is Dogs of War? That's too late.
I'm afraid not. That was from the Changing Face of Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. But I was thinking Dogs of War, too.
All right, leading crewman.
How many seasons for 3, please?
The number of seasons of the animated series.
7.
What is 2?
That's correct.
Possibly one of the easiest animated series questions you could have.
Yeah.
Is 0.
I'm so
Tokyo
glad I
Trucker.
heard
Let's assassinate Eric Soong.
that. Yeah,
Deciding that perfecting humanity through genetics may not be possible, Soong changed focus to this field of study.
What is cybernetics?
That's correct.
Alamo.
End cards for 400. Damn it. It's a stupid mirror episode. What is the one where they stole the plans for the Defiant? I think. Shit. Oh no. Oh no. No.
Leading
He
crewman.
followed- He won't leave.
Pass.
Okay.
I was even thinking of the wrong one.
Damn.
It was the one where they
Get
where
all
they
the
stole
mirror
Pokemon
episodes
cards.
wrong, so I refuse to answer. Get them all wrong anyway.
That was from Shattered Mirror.
I knew it had to be one of the mirror ones.
There's like 12 of them.
Yeah.
Leading
Not really.
crewman.
I may regret this, but Generals 3.
He supervised the program intended to create Klingon augments.
Oh. Enterprise.
What did you
So,
say?
please pass.
Tokyo
I'm
Trekker.
now breaking my promise about not
Hold
saying
on. Who is General Kavak?
That's correct.
I'm trying to give my answer, and he's okay.
Sorry. Yeah. This
Delay.
game was infested with Enterprise questions.
Infested. Wow.
Not an infestation.
Enterprise questions are part of this game's normal function.
I'm
Tokyo.
only kidding, guys. It's
I'm gonna
alright.
regret this. Generals for 5.
At Archer's request, this general assigned a team of Makos to Enterprise for the mission into the Expanse.
See what I mean?
Oh, I should know this because this was in the Expanse. He was in the shuttle. He was talking to Admiral Forrest in the shuttle pod. Who's General Casey?
You got it.
Yes.
Well
Nicely
done.
done. Thomas, I can take 5,000 points away from Cinnabon if you think I really should.
What for?
Shut it. I'm charged for 300. Oh my god. Oh. Fuck.
Even I know this one.
What is
Okay.
after image?
That is incorrect.
God damn it.
Oh.
Leading crewman.
I'm gonna guess this. What is Fabian?
Oh, it's the 6th episode. That's the end, the last episode of 6.
What did you say, crewman?
What is Fabian the Stars? It's
That's
just-
incorrect.
No,
Tokyo
I
Trekker.
just said it's the last
What is Tears of the
episode.
Prophets?
That's it.
And Jadzia's dead, and everything's going wrong, and he ran away to shuck clams.
Oh,
Anderson
buddy.
6.
Excuse my
I'm trying to
language.
help you. What are you doing?
Leading crewman.
How many seasons for 2, please?
The number of seasons of TNG on which Ro Laren appeared.
Ah. What is 3?
That's correct.
Not fair.
5, 6, 7?
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't just 6, 7. Cool.
No, she was introduced really early in season 5, actually.
Yeah.
Tokyo, you get the last clue.
Not enough questions left.
He led the forces of the Circle during their brief occupation of Deep Space Nine.
No. Pass.
General looks like the dude from Star Wars, but isn't.
Please get his name. Please get his name.
Oh, that was the first minister guy. Never mind. General something Bajoran, wrinkle face. Don't know his name.
Leading crewman.
What is General Bidet?
That is
who is? Sorry.
that is incorrect.
What are you doing?
It was General Krim.
Oh,
Star Warsy like name though.
she passed.
I bet 4,900 points.
I bet you do. But you don't have those points
In fact,
to
I
bet.
bet 5,100 points. I'm betting both of their scores.
Unfortunately, Alamo, just Just like your battle doesn't exist, you don't exist in Final
Unfortunately,
Jeopardy.
there was a rule change, and I think I get to bet 5,100 points.
Am I still in the room, Professor?
Actually, you're not. Sorry.
It's alright. I'll go back and.
What? All right. Who is two key? Ooh,
Say it right.
Tokyo. Okay.
Oh my god.
Too cute. Ooh.
Well, that's how you have it spelled. Two key. O, I guess. Well, I elongated the O because you have three O's. Ooh. Two key. Ooh.
Call yourself a librarian. Kick him off the panel.
No,
Tokyo has 4,900 points. Crewman has 200 points. Let's reveal our category.
Spot.
What is a cat? I win. What is orange?
Let me change that. That's really stupid.
I bet it's gonna be how many episodes was Spot in, or what did he change into in the episode everyone changed into animals?
Stop trying to get it, Cinnamon.
Or how many times did Jordy shoot him with a phaser?
Data did this, but we found Spot and Rebel in Enterprise D.
All right, let's reveal our clue.
Data demanded.
Before leaving on a mission, Data left Spot in this person's care because he preferred to have a human present to supervise the birthing process.
I was just gonna say that.
Players, you have 30
There you
seconds.
Tell him
Kapla!
the pretty cat. Oh, I'm wrong. You know what? I know who it is now. It's named after something you might find in the grocery store.
It does say too cute.
In the produce aisle.
You're talking about where they put Spot?
No, I'm saying who the person is. I was giving you guys a hint.
The produce aisle.
All right, leading crewman, you had 200 points. Entering
Chicken.
Final Jeopardy. Your response.
Deanna Troy is incorrect.
And how much did you bet, crewman? Leading crewman? All of it. Taking back down to 0. And Tokyo Trekker, you had 4,900 points. Your response.
Wrong.
Yes, those are actually all incorrect. And based on Cinnabon's
I know it.
hint,
I know it.
Barkley.
Barkley.
there you go.
I get
how much-
5,100 points.
Broccoli. Produce aisle.
See?
Tokyo, how much did you bet? 900, taking you down to 4,000 points, but you are the champion.
Congratulations, Tokyo.
Week 42. Well, that's because Jay wasn't playing. Otherwise, I would have been pasted all over the galaxy.
Technically, I won because I bet all your guys' points. That right.
Which you technically couldn't do.
I believe there's a rule change.
There is no such rule change.
I haven't won in a long, long time. Has anyone got any suggestions for improving my technique?
Watch some Enterprise.
Yes. It's canon. Because it is.
I guess I'll torture myself for the good of the quiz.
No, you have to have convictions.
Convictions, huh?
You can't let Enterprise win.
Well, I do. I have a conviction. I have a weapons conviction here in Japan.
Oh dear. Not
I
that
actually
sort
do
of,
have a weapons conviction.
not that sort of conviction, don't you?
Actually do have a weapons conviction, possession of a knife.
Yeah, funny.
I'm not joking. I was arrested for possession of a knife.
Wow.
Okay.
I was.
Hey. No Second Amendment in Japan, huh?
No, I actually was carrying it for work, not for
Okay.
defense. But they
No
didn't.
blades over 4 centimeters.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna push my. Oh no! That's worse than Enterprise.
Ervik, I don't think that's going to help.
That will not help on this show, I assure you.
Nor will Stinod, if I'm not mistaken. Stinod.
Brad, that's not exactly what I'm saying, but yeah, they can't bet someone else's points.
Good night,
I'll be
Jay.
back in a sec, guys. I'm just gonna push myself up in the chair.
Okay.
Take care of yourself, Jay. Hope you feel
Good
better.
night, Jay.
Yep.
Good night, Jay. Hope you feel better soon.
And Mikey, please come back next week. Hopefully.
Yes, you are.
Again.
You'd be welcome
Indeed.
to.
Please
we'll
do
still
come
be
back.
together.
Why would they come back? They were clearly cheated by this rigged game.
Thank you, Mikey. That's a very nice compliment. That's what I was going for.
We appreciate that.
A game that feels like real Jeopardy.
You can tell us how you really feel. It's okay. you don't have to lie. We all know the game was rigged against you because you're a newcomer. It's a form of bullying. They like to haze new players.
That sounds more like your style, actually, but
I don't need to be slandered.
You can't have a samurai sword just walking down the streets of Japan. Nope. They've been outlawed since the since the 17 or 1800s.
really that far back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I think it's a lot earlier than that because when Tokugawa took over, before he went on his Christian slaughter spree, he didn't want anybody rising up against him. He was a real piece of work, so he outlawed swords.
Ervik, we're going to totally ignore that comment. So, here's us ignoring it. Yes, there will be a question at Trek tomorrow, as far as I know.
Why do you
Unless
always
something
say,
unforeseen happens.
Arabic, why do you always say you're ignored when I'm saying the professor answered many of your questions on many occasions?
It's a joke. See,
Anyway.
we say that Bird has mandated that I ignore Ervik and Ervik ignores me.
Oh, okay.
So
I wasn't
We're
in on the
obeying
joke.
mandates from a hostile nation.
well, yeah, you can clearly tell that we're ignoring each other.
So, by the way, officially on Twitter, we are now being blamed. We, as in those who are actually enjoying Picard season 3, are now being blamed for Starfleet Academy.
Why? I don't understand this.
As you should be.
I don't understand that logic at all.
Because you shills are just perpetuating garbage. You are just
You like Picard
you're
season 3.
worshiping at the feet of Terry Metalis. I think
You
you
like
all Trek
Picard.
fandom an apology.
Are you eating some spicy lettuce? And by spicy lettuce, I mean
It's racist against bunnies.
by spicy lettuce, I mean a
They eat
5
carrots,
finger
damn it.
green pie.
Yeah, he's been eating the spicy lettuce, all right, the devil's lettuce. He's not sharing. He's not sharing.
If it wasn't for you
He's
guys,
not sharing.
if it wasn't for you shills, there wouldn't even be a Discovery season 5. But now we have to sit through that too.
You hate Discovery.
We have to sit through it in 2 years.
And they're bringing that garbage Strange New Worlds back because of you guys. It's a disgrace.
Not because of me.
Not because of me.
Yep, because
Not
of you.
because of me. I'm done with
All
Strange.
because
you
we
like
dared to
Picard.
like season 3 of Picard.
That's crazy. Speaking of God season 3, have you all seen episode 9?
Yeah.
I have.
Don't spoil it.
Are you joking or are you serious, buddy?
When is he ever serious?
Well, spoilers are a serious
I'm joking.
issue. So, yeah, I don't
I
want
need to take this abuse.
miss it.
I think
so-
you live for the abuse.
Yes, I think you do too, buddy.
Because
Some
usually
kind of weird kink that you have.
Oh, I ran into some of the biggest clickbait I'd ever seen in my life. There was a ticker on my Android that came up. It says, confirmed, the fate of the Enterprise E confirmed. And I clicked on it, and the first thing it says is, we have several guesses of what happened to the Enterprise E. And I'm like, what did you confirm, you ass?
Was it the Popcast?
No, it wasn't Popcast.
They like to do that bullshit too.
No, it was actually one of the mainstream media shows.
That's quite a statement, Germ.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
That's a bit harsh. Too. Anyway, those who haven't seen it have got 10 seconds to close the stream window because I made the mistake of not giving a warning on another stream. So, 10,
And now for
9,
if you haven't
8,
seen it by now, it's your
7,
tough luck.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, what did everyone think of season 9?
Season 9.
I mean, sorry, episode 9.
Season 9.
I don't think we
Oh,
could do
Doctor
season
Who?
9 to this.
No one's talking about that garbage show either.
John Pertwee, season 9.
Sorry, I mean episode 9 of season 3.
1976.
Thank you for the compliment, Mikey. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. Some of the stuff was already spoiled from a stream I watched, although I'm quite sure that the person didn't mean to spoil it for me. I thought they just had a theory. I didn't know they had inside knowledge. And if it was just a theory, their guesses were bang on, but I still enjoyed it. And the only thing about it being the Borg being the enemy is that disembodied head did not behave Borg-like to me, so I still don't know where the disembodied head fits in. But that's the only thing that didn't make sense to me in the last episode.
Nah, for me, it had to be the Borg. Not because of the dead giveaways, but because it's a TNG show. It couldn't be anybody else. It
Yeah,
could have been
fair
the sex scandal, but I don't think the sex scandal had ambitions of overthrowing the Federation.
No,
No, probably not.
no.
Being obsessed with
Uh,
Jack, yeah, but not overthrowing the Federation.
How do you
Uh,
think the disembodied head fits in there? I mean,
That's
what did
Terry's confirmed publicly on Twitter. That is the Borg Queen. The hand that Vatic was using was just a modified subspace transmitter, but the head
really?
is the Borg Queen.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause it didn't sound like the Borg Queen to me. And
Said, yeah, he said you saw the back of the head in the last shot of the Borg cube, which was when Jack was looking up at the screwed up looking Borg Queen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apart from that, I enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to the next
Wrong button.
episode.
What are you talking about?
I wanna see the D kick some butt. So, when they stepped onto the bridge of the D, it was like going home. Like you said in one of the streams I watched, Tokyo. Although I didn't have your unfortunate experience at school before you watched Star Trek, I still felt like it was going home. It was great to see the Enterprise D bridge. I heard, I saw Mr. President being mentioned. Was that to me or Tokyo?
What?
I believe he was
Oh,
talking to
former.
you.
Former
Me?
Mr. President.
Yeah. Thank you, Arabic. I'm glad someone agreed. But that was the only bit of. The other bit was I would have liked to see Shelby live, at least for a bit longer than what we got. She was killed off very quickly.
That was my biggest issue with the episode.
What?
That they brought Shelby on and then killed her.
Aw. I mean, she was such a huge character in TNG.
I think she was important.
She was in 2 episodes. She was a glorified red shirt. She even had a red shirt on, a very tight one.
She was in 2 episodes that are probably the most well known out of all of TNG.
Yeah, yes,
Indeed.
exactly. Exactly.
I don't care they
I
killed her.
agree.
Who cares?
I agree with John and the Professor. Could someone read that question for me? It's a bit of a large one, so I'll be too slow.
Gentlemen, who is your favorite actress to play the Borg Queen in First Contact, Best of Both Worlds episodes, Voyager episodes, including In-Game and so on?
The Borg Queen wasn't in Best of Both Worlds.
That's true.
At least not on screen.
But
Although
if I
Picard
had to,
claims she was there.
but if I had to pick one,
Alice
Oh.
did the best job as a queen, I think. Everyone else was just trying to mimic her.
yeah, she's the one in First Contact there.
Annie Warshing did a decent job in season 2. She was probably one of the only good things of season 2 besides the Starfleet scenes. But Alex Krieg is definitely the definitive. When they brought her
I
back
agree.
for Endgame was awesome. She did a great job in Endgame.
I have to disagree with Kronos here. I don't think they did the exact same thing with Ro.
No,
I mean, she
Ro
was
had a
on.
lot
She
more
kind of
content.
completed her story arc with Picard in that story,
Yeah.
that episode.
Yeah.
So they did add something to the lore as far as Ro Laren went.
Well, they did with Shelby, too. They proved that she wasn't as good of an officer as she claimed to be by allowing the fleet to become essentially a Borg collective.
She got the Enterprise. I'm kind of convinced she got the Enterprise as a captain. I don't think it was just a ceremonial thing. I think it was ceremonial because she was captain of the Enterprise. So she obviously did something right, but her death was unbecoming of a captain of the Enterprise. It's like, oh, what's going on? What do you do? Blech! Done.
Yeah.
Over. Although thinking about it now, it's kind of poetic since she did lead the anti-Borg programs in Starfleet, only to be killed by assimilated Starfleet officers.
Or
Yes.
was she?
Yeah. Although the fact that her chest was vaporizing before the visuals cut out from the bridge of the Enterprise kind of convinced me she's gone. You could see the back of the chair through the holes in her chest. She was done.
Maybe she was a hologram.
What?
I doubt it.
Won't even entertain that nonsense.
Yeah, she's gone.
Oh, it's worthy of your nonsense.
She was clearly dead.
You think it's
Well,
history
Star
Star
traditional
Trek,
for
so
us.
they can bring her back anyway, because death in Star Trek doesn't have any meaning anymore. See Data for examples.
Yeah, I think you're right, Darren. I think it was only 8 episodes. It felt like more because it was spread over 3 seasons, but
I liked Rose's character.
I agree. Voyager's one of my favorite characters from Voyager was Tom Paris.
Yeah, he was really cool.
I love how they tried to make him the connection between the outside modern audience and that world, while making him just imperfect enough to fit in the 24th century with his love of the 20th. So that was pretty interesting.
that's an interesting comment, Darren. By the way, if anyone would like to join us, the chat is open. You can click the link at the top. I should say StreamYard is open.
That's his way of saying we're not good enough. I understand.
I said nothing of the kind,
trust-
Bunny.
Trust you to twist
See how it
Professor
is.
Brainy Speaks' kind, welcoming attitude into something sinister.
Just constantly being slandered.
See, my thing with Ro is that I always thought that Ro kicked a lot more butt than Yar did. And Yar had many more episodes than Ro, but I think she
Hello, Darren.
Ro's
Hello.
Hey.
So none of you are good enough. I thought I'd come on board.
Sorry, I don't respond to you directly.
I already know that. You don't have to tell me.
I'm only kidding, of course. Yeah.
I'll respond to you directly. Yar was way underused. Yeah, but
I
She
agree.
died. I mean, the actress kind of wanted out anyway. She, originally, a lot of people don't know this, but originally she had tried out for and gotten the part of Deanna Troi. The ship's, at the time, was going to be called the ship's psychiatrist, because she had done roles before where she played a doctor and a clinical, kind of person. And Troy Marina Sirtis was supposed to play the security chief, and she was supposed to be based off of Vasquez in Aliens, because Roddenberry really liked that character from Aliens.
Could you imagine Deanna being the security person? Well,
Yeah.
Marina, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, it was, and of course they switched because Marina had better chemistry with Frakes than Crosby did, and Crosby was like, well, this isn't exactly. I thought I'd get some meaty psychological stuff to work with, and instead I'm the gun person. So she just left, and she also had an offer that tried out for the part of a part in Pet Cemetery, and at the time, Stephen King movies did very well. 80s was sort of his decade for adaptions to his books and things. So there was a built-in audience.
Good night, Brad Wolf.
Night.
I thought she. See you, Brad Wolf. I thought she quit the show because she felt that her character didn't have enough to do, similar to how Michelle Nichols originally felt in the.
Well, the thing you have to also remember is that is that Roddenberry is very much fully in control of that first season. He basically told her, look, it's going to be about the captain and the first officer and, maybe Data. So, that's the core, and they're going to get all the lines. They're going to get, and she just decided she at that point. And, that's kind of how Roddenberry was. Roddenberry wanted to make a show just like the 1960s. I mean, when I look at the first season of TNG, I see an attempt to make the same kind of show that the show was in 1966.
Yeah.
Right down to the lighting. It was, but no,
I think it's a bit of it.
Ro was basically almost like a reinsert of the likable bitch, type of thing that Yar was supposed to be. And by making her not a human being, they get around the whole idea of, if humanity is so enlightened and so, conflict free, how could Yar have come from essentially planet rape? Nobody even remembers what the name of the planet is. They just remember that she mentioned rape gangs in the first season, and so it became Planet Rape in a lot of people's minds. But the whole thing with the Bajorans and obviously the Cardis and stuff was she was the template, and Michelle Forbes, she did not want to be associated with Star Trek after she turned down Deep Space Nine.
That's sad.
It was. I think she wanted something more serious. I think she didn't want to be on a show where she put on, a brightly colored uniform and, had to wear a little bit makeup prosthetic and stuff. I think she wanted to play like lawyers and cops and things like that on television instead. Same thing with Elizabeth Dennehy. She did those 2 episodes with the Best of Both Worlds, and then never came back. I mean, she says she had such a significant character in the Best of Both Worlds too. I mean, that's one of the hallmark episodes of TNG. That story.
I think it's really sad when actors appear on Star Trek and they don't appreciate Star Trek. It's like, well, why appear in the first place if you don't like the film? Genre.
A lot of them are just wanting to get a job, and they become heavyweights on one show, and then in the hopes of being a regular on the next. I mean, yeah.
Let me. I want to go back to what Mikey was saying. He says, they say Harry Kim is the audience of being trapped in the Delta Quadrant. Now, what would Janeway do? I believe they're implying that Harry Kim crying, I want to go home for 7 straight seasons is possibly most of the audience saying, turn this off for the last 7 seasons, because it was not very well received when it aired.
I would disagree that Harry Kim represents the audience, especially as an Asian. I find that insulting.
Well, Harry Kim was a failure on every single platform. Besides the fact that they knew it, they wanted to fire him, number 2. Number 3, they really showed their disdain for him by having him get tortured in the first episode, killed and shattered, sucked out of an airlock, or a hull breach, I mean, and then tortured again by Species 8472. He fell in love with, finally got some, but then everybody was... in that episode, Disease, they're all pointing their fingers like, you're wrong, and he gets sick.
The other one.
And Captain of the Rhode Island, where he just goes, I got a timeline to protect, but okay.
Yeah.
He was he was gonna get fired, but then he got that stupid sexiest man of whatever.
Yep.
Most
some
beautiful
rigged competition in a magazine, so they decided to
person in the world.
And then
Wow.
turned
Didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to decide which character that they were going to get rid of after 7 of 9 came on the ship. That was down to Kim and Kess, and they were going to go with Kim, but the actor got that award. One of the
How-
most
how?
beautiful people
There
in the
must have been a
world.
slim field of competitors that year.
And then
Yeah.
Jennifer Lynn got arrested for exposing herself. In the Pee
Well,
Wee
that
Herman.
was years later though.
I thought that was there was.
That
Oh
was-
yeah, wait, no, I think it was her heroin abuse because she was starting to abuse when
Yeah.
she was doing Voyager.
Yeah, and then she ballooned up, and the years have not been kind. But Harry Kim. I mean, I always thought that Tom Paris was the audience, which of course, as a Caucasian man, that offends me. That's a joke. But I mean, what was so funny was he wasn't exactly the audience because he knew about stuff that a lot of nerds wouldn't know about. Like he knew a lot about cars. He knew a lot about just a lot of guy things, right? And it's kind of like that saying about how I learned everything I learned about baseball from Deep Space Nine. It's like there's a lot of nerds out there and a lot of fans of Star Trek that only know as much about cars that Tom Paris told them on Voyager.
What did you say annoyed you about Tom Paris there?
What was that?
You said something annoyed you about Tom Paris.
Oh, Tom Paris. He wasn't. Oh no, that was a joke. I didn't say. I said
okay.
I said he offends me because I'm a Caucasian person, and that was the joke, and it fell flat.
Okay.
And DeMarco gave me a mercy smirk, and that was
It's a bad Twitter joke. There, it's a bad Twitter joke.
Yeah.
To answer Mikey's question, I would definitely say Picard.
The one I didn't like. I mean, I didn't like most of the males on Voyager, but the one I really didn't like was Chakotay, and it wasn't anything having to do with it was all had to do with the actor and his delivery of lines and things like that. I thought that he was way too passive. Like for example, can anybody imagine Worf having been on Voyager?
Everybody would be dead.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, he was, Worf was way too masculine for that crew because the whole idea with that show was in order to really beef up the female characters, they had to have more passive men, and that was the thing that I didn't like about it. Worf would have taken, B'Elanna as his concubine and probably killed Janeway for command.
Yeah.
He would.
You are not any other man. You are the captain, and it's because of your incompetence. You must die now.
You did Wolf's voice very good. Very good. I like it.
There were things that I didn't like about the ship Voyager at first too, and in the later years after I stepped away from it, there's some things I kind of like now. But I used to frustrate the heck out of me that Janeway had even a bigger and nicer ready room than Picard did, even though Picard had a much larger ship. It's like, why does she have this?
And she had a separate private dining room and things like that.
Yeah, private dining room. That I was pleased that Galax took the what's his face took that away from her, Neelix.
That would have been a really small private dining room though, because there was the mess hall and then the suite behind where Neelix actually had his kitchen was supposed to be the dining room.
Really, I thought that all was hers.
No, you saw the mess hall in the pilot, and right where the kitchen was, there was that line of replicators where Tom got his soup.
Okay, and she had one on the other side. Okay,
yeah, it would be on the other side of that.
And I just didn't like her attitude in that episode. She was really reluctant to give up her private dining room, and it's like, really? You've got an opportunity to have a kitchen to feed the entire crew when you don't have enough power to use the replicators all the time. But okay, you're going to sacrifice your crew's sustenance to keep your private dining room?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was just that being a civilian, he didn't know any better. I mean, that was kind of some of the fun of Neelix is like he he wouldn't, people would say things on the ship that the Star Trek fans understood, but Neelix would be like, huh? That was the fun thing about him. Picard didn't have a private dining room, did he? I mean, he probably took his meals in. He probably took his meals in his quarters or maybe his ready room or something,
Yeah.
But
I would imagine Picard eating in his quarters a lot, but
yeah.
he didn't have just a private dining, especially on a small ship like Voyager seemed over potential.
Yeah. Well, I maintain that Voyager. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. On the note with Janeway doing what berating Neelix for changing her dining room into a galley or into the kitchen, she would have done that anyway. She would have let him do it because she even said in the dialogue, if you would have checked with me first, you would have found out that this is designated as the captain's private dining room. All he would have had to do was ask, and she would have done it because she might be a crazed, obsessed murderer who likes to slaughter innocent beings.
Somebody's been watching SF Debris.
Oh no! When I was doing my court-martial series, I put her on trial for a bunch of things.
Okay.
She did a lot wrong, but
she was
she would have let Neelix build that kitchen in the first place.
I don't know.
She might not have liked it, but she would have done it.
Fair enough. Maybe I missed something in that episode. But
go tend. She did tell Cass, "Well, go tend the garden."
Yeah, the fact that there was a private dining room, that she had that big office, she had all these lounges. It just screams to me that people try to say, "Well, yeah, the Intrepid class was an anti-Borg ship." I'm like, I don't effing think so.
No,
I mean, this looks like the last gasp of that fat, dumb, and happy period that TNG basically ended. So, if you look at the dates of when the Intrepid was first launched versus, the Battle of Wolf 359 and stuff like that, it could never have been considered anti-Borg, and none of the special systems it had anything to do with tactical for the most part. It still had the same standard weapons, phasers and photons.
Indeed. Sorry. I'll just answer Mikey's question. No, I'm not in the States. I'm in a small country called New Zealand, not to be confused with Australia.
The Intrepids were meant to be. The Intrepids were meant to be replacements for the Oberth and the Excelsior, because they were still using those models in the time of TNG. Definitely not anti-Borg. They were all only supposed to be science vessels, semi long term.
Well,
deep space.
What I thought they were was just in one way, it's just a stripped down, economized Galaxy. It's supposed to do basically the same stuff the Galaxy could do, but as a much smaller ship.
Yeah, it was fast.
It was definitely like the fastest ship out. The fleet had at the time Voyager's first episode came out, and and if you look at all the things it had that were supposed to be new innovations, I almost look at it like it was a test platform. And here's the other thing: the only examples of the Intrepid class where we know to have existed are obviously the Intrepid, because it's the name of the class, Voyager, and the Bellerophon.
Yeah.
In the Deep Space Nine episode. And what was the Bellerophon doing? Well, the Bellerophon was basically a diplomatic courier. So yeah. I don't see these ships as being, with all the lounges and things. It almost looks like they were showboats, like they were, designed to be these, a quick, smart ship that was designed to kind of show off. And it had those ridiculous pylons that flexed, and only ever had two positions, up or down. The idea was that that by bringing the nacelles closer together, they could attenuate the warp bubble and make it less hazardous to space, since they dropped that whole idea after a while. It was a flourish also that UPN demanded they wanted something on the ship to articulate, even though no other Star Trek ship had something that articulated before. They wanted this ship to have something that articulated, so that's what the compromise they came up with.
I like those moving the cells on that design, because if you kept the cells in the same spot, the ship looked inept. So you'd have to actually move them up to make it look cool when it's at warp. Otherwise, it just looks stupid.
When I had the micro machines, which I don't have anymore, I don't think, the Voyager one that came in a pack of ships that I didn't want, but I got anyway. It had the flexing, and I always kept them in the up position. I always thought that the cells looked better in the up position because
I had collected a whole mass of Micro Machine Star Trek, and actually only one has survived the 30 some odd years that I've got, and it's the Enterprise B, and the nacelles are crooked. Speaking of nacelles.
Yes, well, yeah, most of those Micro Machines had crooked parts on them. It was the most frustrating thing about them. I mean, unless you had one that was such a basic shape, you didn't have to worry about that, like the Defiant.
And the Enterprise A's registry was off center. I got that somewhere too. I gotta find it, but
the Romulan board kept its shape.
Yes, it did. Do you guys remember the Generations Galaxy class?
Yeah,
was the only Galaxy class Micro Machines that separated.
Oh wow!
Here's the nacelles, by the way. This is not normal wear and tear. This is from factory.
Yeah, it comes out of the box like that. Yeah, it's like they didn't take it out of the oven in time or something.
My display seems to be half infested with neutrinos and stuff, so the cloaking effect is coming. There we go.
Yeah,
but then this nacelle over here bends. This one's bent inward into the hull. But the detail on it is fantastic, though. I love this.
See, one of the things that I like about the Micro Machines that I did have was since I have the Eagle Moss XL Deep Space Nine station, a lot of the ships are almost to scale with that, or at least to scale with how they were presented on the TV show, which means they probably weren't to scale. But I could actually have a Micro Machine, stuck to one of the one of the pylons.
Can you imagine though if like the runabouts of the shuttlecraft were to scale with the DS9 Micro Machine?
Oh, you wouldn't. You'd have to look at them with a microscope. I've got that image that I know. I think I probably showed you guys this already. That a typical screenshot from Deep Space Nine of the Defiant moored at the station. But if you take into account the scale that everything's supposed to be at, there's another image that just shows you what it would really look like, and it looks terrible. The Defiant is so tiny.
I think you showed us that last week.
Yeah. It doesn't even make sense. It can't even use the airlock at the those little alcove areas on the outer ring that smaller ships could supposedly attach to. It couldn't even do that. So, they had to,
That would have been really cool if they designed toys that could dock like that back in the day. Like the little tiny airlock on Deck 26 of the Enterprise D can attach to DS9 to scale. That would have been something really freaking cool.
Eomos wasn't perfect, obviously, but they were probably the best consistently good ship toys that you could find for a long time.
They were around back in the 90s, man.
I still have. Did anyone have I can't remember the manufacturer that made them, but I still have the toy Enterprise D shuttlecraft and the Enterprise D itself that had batteries in them that had the phaser and warp effects.
That's Playmates.
Playmates did that, yeah.
Yeah, that came out the same time as the Turtle toys they did.
Playmates did the action figures too, and they didn't. And because it's
Yeah.
Star Trek, they didn't even bother to articulate the elbows or the knees. 'Cause it's Star Trek. It's not like they're going to be running and shooting a lot.
And because it was Playmates, the playsets between Star Trek and Ninja Turtles were compatible.
Oh, really?
Talk about
That's
an awesome
right.
crossover you can do.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say you could have your own crossover. Come to the Turtle Planet, Captain.
It was awesome. I had Donatello, Leonardo, Captain Picard.
Somebody left a book about feudal Japan on the Turtle Planet, and the turtles based their entire society on.
Cool.
And some TOS Admiral crashed and introduced them to pizza, and that was the end of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was one of the things that I kept thinking to myself when I watched, especially the end of episode 9 of Picard 3, was right now Star Wars fans are thinking, why couldn't we have gotten all of our characters together for just one scene in the sequel series? It's like the Star Trek's. It's almost like they kind of learned from their competitor's mistake. Okay, if you're gonna bring them in one last thing, you gotta get them all together in a room, and they one-upped and gave us that very, very well done recreation of the mid-season bridge of the.
Jeff pointed it out best on Discord.
Oh, what did I point out?
Professor posted a picture of that scene and very poignantly said, see, the Orville sets can be rebuilt.
Oh,
no,
I think I made that comment, but I didn't post a picture. I don't think.
I thought you did, but still, the point stands. Just because the sets are stricken doesn't mean that they can't be rebuilt.
No, unfortunately, guys, they burned all the blueprints for that show. They can't recreate it.
But what's kind of nice now is that either Paramount or Secret Hideout have that set, and even after they break it down, they could reassemble it later if they wanted to show us that it's something from that era again.
I assumed they'd just keep the original set somewhere.
Now, they sold every single part off in the 40th anniversary auction, but because nothing there is original. Even
except the plaque.
The plaque is the only original. Everything else has been recreated, and it's kind of good too because you can also now still go back to that era and do flashback shows or episodes. I don't want a whole series from it anymore, but the panels and everything now, they're no longer rear projection or CRTs that need to have black tape over them to cover errors and things like that. It's all regular touch panel LCDs.
Yeah, what they actually were back then were light boards, basically. With the Akutas had essentially the LCARs were stickers.
Yep.
And now they're actually functioning, as you say, flat panel screens. So it's the scene where they turn them all on, where the lights fully come on. They all show all the screens coming on. That was some pretty
awesome.
Fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
back in the 80s and 90s, when they needed to show animations on the screen, they would cut away to a close-up model for the set that had a green square on it so they could put it all in post. Now you don't have to do that anymore, thank goodness.
Yeah, as long as the monitor frame rate matches the frame rate they're shooting at, you can make it good. But the thing that's going to be frustrating for me is, of course, we want them to then, leave the bridge and go to the ready room or the conference room, and we're not going to get that because they only made the bridge. So there might be things here where Picard would normally do something in his old ready room that he'll have to do in his captain's chair. I don't know. But
we don't know for certain that they only built the bridge.
Well, you're right. It's the suddenness and expedited nature of the crisis they're facing probably means they won't leave the bridge. Wouldn't leave the bridge anyway, but it's still going to be, because we know what's beyond that door. We know what's beyond that door. The interior of the turbo lift I noticed didn't quite look right when they walked off of it.
Actually,
Very
I
white.
thought that was really good.
You think it was good, but
did.
I mean, but I don't think it was the right color. I think it should have been the same beige, that the rest of the bridge was. But
do you remember, or did you allow yourself to remember the abomination that was These Are the Voyages?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Those turbo lifts were definitely not next generation turbo lifts.
They're the
Those
Enterprise E lifts.
Terrible. I don't even think they were Enterprise E lifts. They look
it was
awful.
it was in one of the DVD extras.
Really? Oh man, that was awful because they must have dressed it down because all I saw was just like cardboard.
Well, yeah, a lot of those sets for These Are the Voyages, you could tell that they for example, the hallways had way more potted plants in them.
Yeah.
Things, it was like parts of the ship that you hadn't seen, you regularly didn't see. They just, because they made that stuff, some of that stuff up from scratch, and they just fudged it.
Hi, Mercer.
Hello.
Hey, Mercer.
Sorry to interrupt.
Welcome,
Did you
Mercer.
watch the extra scene from the Ready Room yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Oh, the extra scene. I didn't see the scene, but I saw.
No,
Yes, no, I saw the
spoilers.
scene. It's on YouTube. I saw the scene. We know where the. Well, I was wrong about the V'ger thing, about the whole cloud thing, because now we know where the Borg are.
Well, no, I was trying to bring it up
I
if people haven't seen it.
Really don't want to know that.
Yeah,
No
that was
spoilers.
the
Yeah,
that was the sneak preview that was episode 10 that they showed.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just a
Something
snippet.
I'm
But
not happy about, but
One
I'm
thing
not,
that- One thing that's bothering me about the scene, and I could easily think and explain it away in my head canon, saying, okay, well, Geordi restored the bridge or restored the saucer over 20 years. What's to say he didn't automate the entire ship?
Mhm.
Then again, I'm pretty sure he didn't anticipate this happening. So why would he automate the entire ship? It's a Galaxy class starship. That thing is huge and requires at least 700 people to run. And
Actually, it
was
doesn't. It doesn't. It had even in the first season they established that you only needed one person essentially to run it, but it's just better if you had a crew. The episode 11001110.
Yeah.
The Binars took over the ship and warped out to their system with Picard and Riker stuck on the holodeck, and they get out, and once they got the control of the ship back, Picard, sits down. He actually takes the con and plots the course and tells the ship to go back to the starbase at warp 2, and it does it. So it didn't really. And there's also been other moments, like the episode where Crusher, I think it was called "Remember Me," where Crusher was losing people every time she would
Yeah,
not
but
be
that
thinking about
was-
somebody.
And the
But
universe
that
was
was a
getting
false
smaller and smaller.
reality.
The universe was getting smaller, but when it came down to Captain Picard and her, and this is before the universe started collapsing on the Enterprise. He said, "We've never needed a crew before," and she's like, "Well, what about all the
Yeah,
extra
but that
space?"
was
Yeah.
was a false universe in her mind. But
it wasn't in her mind. She was in a warp bubble. She was in a collapsing reality.
she
That her
created,
inept son created.
Yeah,
she
but,
created that universe.
yeah, but I mean, again,
I-
even the episode from before 1101 demonstrates that they didn't need somebody down in engineering, that you could control all the functions from up there, basic functions at least, and so
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just
then I'll take that.
Picard
correction.
and Riker on the bridge.
yeah.
I'll also say though too that that kind of the scene in the pilot is the third freaking season. The scene in the first episode where Picard leans over to Seven and says, "Shouldn't you tell engineering that we're about to go to warp 9.99?" that kind of left me scratching my head with the Enterprise D. So that's why I was kind of also getting confused there. Shouldn't there be at least 700 people on the ship to run it? But
Yeah,
if you
it's
run it with
it's it's one of
people-
those things. It's hard for us to imagine, right? Because the Enterprise D in particular is there's
Huge.
no vehicle that comes even close. I mean, you know, I used to have an image of what a modern aircraft carrier. Let me see if I can bring it.
Yeah.
A modern aircraft carrier compared to the Enterprise D and the crew size. It was an image that I think E.C. Henry made.
Metal Ball Studios, I think it's called. They did a really
Oh,
good
yeah.
job with their size comparisons, and you can tell.
Mhm. Yeah,
Star
he
Trek has
does.
some of the biggest ships in sci-fi.
He does work for me actually for my channel. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got several size comparisons where he did the comparison of my old submarine to various naval ships or Star Trek ships.
Darren,
Hands off to him. I love those videos.
Darren, would you say the refit constitution would be a good approximation for a modern aircraft carrier in terms of crew size or not?
Well,
Yeah.
here's the image that I was talking about. Now those little boxes that you see,
Those are the
keep
crew.
in mind, yeah, that's the crew assembled on the top of the deck. So the Enterprise D had a crew of about 1,000 people. Aircraft carriers have about 5,000 to 6,000 people,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you just look at the size difference there. I mean, and of course this isn't even accounting for depth. The Kirk's Enterprises were both about the same length as an aircraft carrier, but of course the aircraft carrier has more internal volume. So, because a significant portion of the Enterprise length of the Kirk's Enterprise's length is just in the cells, which aren't normally manned. So
And
that's
E.C. Henry did a very good video. E.C.
Yep.
Henry did a very good video about the Enterprise D's crew, with not this exact one, but it's very, very similar. Where he also claimed, and this is probably true, that the amount of crew that we see on the D when we're inside and in the quarters and stuff would suggest that the crew would possibly have double, if not triple, the amount of crew, because those corridors, even on the busiest days, should be relatively empty
right.
Yeah.
with that much crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, keeping in mind, of course, that that's just crew. Now, you could on a Galaxy, you could also have family members on board. You could have civilian scientists, Mr. Mott, the barber. I mean, you could have all kinds of other people. That's just the crew. So,
Space.
but you can't imagine there being, the school teacher on board as well. But you can't imagine the crew being out populated by essentially the guests, but it is possible. But just in the basis of crew, that's the Swamp Thing as my profile pick today. The Bernie Wrightson version.
I've been on naval ships too. They're hungry for space, so
they are
very hungry for space. So that's
Sorry,
a very
Coach,
accurate. That's a very accurate representation of what it would be like. And with only 1,000, even if you go, we could possibly double it, assuming that there are 2 people or maybe 3 for every 1 Starfleet officer. So we're talking about 4,000. Then it would be could be that crowded to where we see that amount of people on the Enterprise. But even then, we've only seen Starfleet crew, so it's like everybody's focused on like one central area of the ship at all times.
This is one of the images that Metaball made for me, or animations for my channel, where it compared an NX-01 to my old boat. And so, yeah, I mean, and it was so funny to me about this is that, Trepang had a crew of about between 80 and 100 people, given the mission type.
And that was the Enterprise crew.
We had guests.
Yeah.
And then the NX-01 had a crew of somewhere under 100 people, I believe, wasn't it?
Between 70 and 80, I think. I think the max they had was 85.
So even if there's big, huge machinery parts in the NX-01, which we know there kind of had to be, the engineering and stuff, they still had way more room than we did. You know what I mean? When you got a low ranking ensign gets her own room,
Right.
on the submarine, the only person who sleeps alone is the commanding officer. He's the XO. In fact, let's say the XO normally sleeps alone too, unless there's a VIP, like an admiral was riding us for a particular reason. He sleeps with the XO, and they have a very similar arrangement to what we saw in the Defiant, where you had bunk beds and an alcove with a desk and stuff in their quarters.
Built-in sleeping racks into the bulkhead, pretty much.
Yeah. So this was a nice little animation he made for one of my videos. I got another one that compares to a Trepang to a bird of prey, and then one for the Defiant. But this is and his model here of the NX-01 obviously isn't painted. It's not skinned. It's just the naked model with a couple of things on it.
Yeah, he usually doesn't do full renders with his models in these videos anyway. So this is, but his videos are outstanding. And my favorite ones are the huge sci-fi ones where he's doing like a whole thing of sci-fi stuff. And of course you start off really, really small with like Sarlina's ship from Men in Black 3 or Men in Black 2. And then it goes all the way up, and then it zooms out of like New York City, and then he slams a Borg cube in the middle of it.
And then they keep getting big. They keep getting bigger after that too. A lot of franchises and games I haven't heard of, but those videos are basically 12 minutes of hold my beer.
Yeah. I keep focusing on like every time he brings up the Enterprise D, he always flies like a 747 or a Cessna in front of it.
Yeah.
So I always try to keep my eye on the Cessna just to, comprehend the sheer size of this thing.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest.
The Port in New York.
I've got to be honest. I mostly try and ignore the size of the Enterprise D, so it makes more sense in my head when I was watching it. Only time the first time I discovered it was so massive was watching and EK, the EC Henry or EK Henry or
EC Henry?
EC Henry.
EC Henry,
yeah.
Before that, I was totally oblivious to how big it was to scale.
Yeah.
Sorry?
You buy some aspirin, guys. I'll see you later.
All right, good night, son.
Later,
Take it easy, buddy.
See you,
Take care, Cinnabon.
He
The thing that
like he had to have it.
Oh, John, were you saying something?
I was just going to say, I heard somewhere before, maybe it was in a tech manual, that supposedly the Enterprise D could hold like 20 or 30,000 people during an evacuation.
Yeah. That was one of its things. Yeah, I mean, there'd probably be people sleeping on the floor in the passageway, but that'd be fine, But
on that ship, it would be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, the D was never my favorite Enterprise, but I have to admit, it would be the most comfortable Enterprise. Even more so. Yeah.
I would disable all the holodecs if I was the captain. The holodecs are so hazardous. You can get trapped in one and never know you're trapped in one, like the message in the bottle, ship in the bottle episode. So the first thing I'd do is disable all the holodecs if I was the captain.
The thing is, to me, is there's no. I mean, we never got to see the main shuttle bay as a set because apparently it was so huge. It existed only on the model, and then they did make a more of a close-up model of it for the episode with I think Cause and Effect was what it was called when they decompressed the main shuttle bay. But and the thing was that we never, because of budget, obviously, we never saw any super huge rooms that you could have in the saucer of the D because the biggest rooms we saw were cargo or holds and things like that, the cargo bays, and they were big, but they weren't they weren't as big. I mean, you could fit a full size. You could fit Fenway Park in that thing. You know, you
Yeah.
could fit, you could, if you wanted, you could have a full blown baseball diamond. You know, with complete with stands. You know, in it, and it would have been fine. But we never got that. And
Yeah, Stage 9 did their digital recreation. Those are the ones. Those are the guys that got shut down by Paramount, and then they came back with the whole virtual tour of the Orville. Their recreation was based off the quote unquote official blueprints, and I put quote unquote there because it was, I believe, approved by the Okudas, but still considered pseudo canon. That main shuttle bay is a freaking monster, and you don't get unless you run the program. I've got it. I believe I still have the file somewhere because they tried to clear it all off the internet and they failed. And you can still download the last working version somewhere. Highly suggest that if you can find it, do it. If your computer can run it, run it. If you have VR, do it. You will get a full scale of what the Enterprise D is, and you can hijack shuttles. You can hijack a runabout. There's a runabout in the main shuttle bay that you can hijack and fly around and leave the ship with, and everything else. It's huge.
That was another thing that I got into an argument with some person, nobody we know, about the episode, because there's one episode of TNG in which we saw a runabout, and it happens to be very special because we actually got to see the compartment behind the cockpit.
Yep.
Which we never got to see actually on Deep Space Nine. But he said that they could never fit a runabout in the Enterprise D, and I'm like, okay.
Yes, you can.
Let me show you something. Here's what they look like to scale. And I'll share this.
They can fit several.
Well,
You
there it is. There's a runabout compared to the the D saucer. Yeah, you could fit about 5 of them easily, maybe more, in that shuttle bay.
I think the scale's still a little bit off on that. There's still probably just a little bit of a blow up on the runabout.
Possibly.
If you look at the bridge versus the runabout itself, there's barely any room there. So it's.
But you got to remember though that the bridge is that tiny donut at the top of that.
Yep, and the ready room's that little teeny tiny circle off to the left of it.
Yeah.
It's the runabout's a little bit smaller than that, but
one of the things I wish we saw in TNG
80 in that shuttle bay.
Oh yeah.
One of the things I wish we saw in TNG was apparently there was something called the Grand Corridor that was even more grand than the waves we saw, and it ran the length of the ship, and there was like a big spiral staircase or something as well.
I never heard of that one, but it's certainly something that could have been there. Some of the things that I had heard, on Deep Space Nine, one of the things that I didn't like about the Dominion War was these great big space battles in which they felt more like Star Wars battles than Star Trek battles.
Mm-hmm.
And the use of fighter craft, which I didn't think really made sense for Star Trek. But they said in some of the apocryphal information that they had a couple of Galaxy class ships that were still like the construction on them had stopped when when Starfleet decided to start emphasizing smaller ships with better with more attack capability. They reactivated these galaxies, and since their saucers were basically refurbished, they just turned them into great big hangars for these fighters, like they were aircraft carriers. And you could see in that image that you could do that with those ships.
I just want to respond to Multi-Gunman's question because he asked me what time it is in New Zealand right now. It's 3:31 p.m. So 15:31 if you're using 24-hour format.
It's the afternoon for you.
Yeah. The on that note, I believe they also said the Akira was actually a carrier.
Yeah, you can definitely
And-
see it with that one too.
Hi, Mercer.
It's also Sunday
Hello.
for
It is.
leading crewmen.
I just wanted to say the
And-
episode you're looking
Yes, it is Sunday.
and I was thinking
And
I said
Dogo.
in the chat the biggest set I think they built was for Generations for the stellar cartography.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I
I
like
don't remember.
it.
I don't remember stellar cartography being that big, and that was for the movie though. That wasn't for.
Yeah, that was for the movie.
That's from
Yeah.
the movie.
The set on the show was a small, crappy set. It's funny I say that because
It's an office.
on the commentary for Generations, Braga actually comes out and admits, "Yeah, we just had a small, crappy set." He actually uses that word.
Yeah. And the shuttle bays and the cargo bays, I think, which were all pretty much the same set, just redressed each time. Those were pretty big. I mean, like the room where the barrel fell on Worf's back and broke it.
Yeah.
That was a fairly big.
But what
Yeah.
about the captain's yacht, which they never showed?
Yeah, that would have been so good to see.
Yeah. The other thing, like,
Hey,
on
we might be able to
Voyager,
see. We might see the captain's yacht. Next Thursday.
maybe. Do you think so? Did you see it, the episode?
Well, that's just a total guess. No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
They probably won't show it because that production became strapped for cash. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Although they did spend some money on the New York Broadway display they have for Picard season 3. I don't know if you've seen that. It was unveiled yesterday. The 3D.
yeah.
with
the
the
3D
I saw the
thing.
picture of that, yeah. But
Yeah.
the Voyager had a ship that was underneath the
Yeah.
the
Yep,
spoon.
the arrow wing.
I don't want to call it a saucer because it's called
It's a
It looks
spoon.
like a spoon.
Arrow shuttle.
And it looks like an airplane with like the runabout part being the middle part, not like it looks like a runabout with huge wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the middle. I think it is a runabout. Like the set that they would have used for it would have been just a runabout set, probably.
Yeah, they were originally planning on using the runabout sets, but they wanted to do something new and set it apart from DS9.
Yeah.
Did they actually use that ship at all at the show?
I
Negative.
don't think so.
No.
They did not.
Yeah,
I
the
think
only
it's a
show
stalemate.
where we saw Captain's Yacht was in Insurrection, and that was the
Yeah.
Ease Captain's Yacht.
Yeah. I would like for them to do not just an HD remaster, but I would love to see TNG done the way TOS was redone. Because
It already has been.
CG remake?
They enhanced all the effects, and they
Yeah.
also created new CG ships. So, for example, if you look at peak performance, the all of the shots of the Hathaway are a CGI ship. It's not the same model.
I haven't seen
But
it.
they kept some
so I've
bad
gotta
shots
ask this.
too.
I haven't seen it, so I got to ask this: are the
Yeah.
ships to scale? Because as much as I love TNG, I'm always thrown back by episodes like yesterday's Enterprise, where the birds of prey are the size of the Enterprise.
They're a different class
Some-
of bird of prey.
Some birds of prey are that large.
Those are huge birds
Yeah,
of
the
prey.
You know,
the
you know what the
cavorts.
worst.
Yeah, they're not
you know
even
what the
considered
worst-
birds of prey. They're considered battle cruisers.
You know what the worst shot of the Enterprise is in all of Next Generation? The worst shot is in the episode "The Ensigns of Command." They used like at the time they weren't using CG ships except for this shot where when the Enterprise is approaching the Sheliak vessel, it doesn't look right. I'll have to grab a screenshot real quick. Hold on. You could tell it doesn't look like the model, and it doesn't even look like a 3D, like a CGI model. Hold on a second. I'll find it.
They did also take the opportunity to they did not enhance Deep Space Nine Chronos, not yet anyway. But they took the opportunity to enhance and make some corrections on TNG. For example, in the episode Darmok, the Enterprise fires a phaser blast out of the torpedo tube. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember
that really annoyed me in the
Yeah.
episode.
And in the remaster of TNG, they fixed that where the blast comes from the phaser array like it should.
They need to
That
put that on.
really annoyed me at the time. I
want to see
remember when it came out. So why is the phaser beam coming from there?
Well, Enterprise doesn't need to be enhanced because it was in high definition from the get-go. Voyager and Deep Space I'm answering questions. Voyager and Deep Space Nine are the only ones that haven't been enhanced yet.
All right, so look at this shot. I'm going to put on in just a minute, image hosted.
And Enterprise isn't worthy of enhancement either.
No, but I think only from season 3 upwards of Voyager don't need it because it went completely CG in the first place.
I'm only kidding.
They need to be fixed.
Well,
right, in the private chat, I put a link to what I feel is the worst shot of the and one of my favorite episodes, but it's one of the worst shots of the Enterprise they've ever had in the private chat. If you look at it approaching the
oh my
shield,
god, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It was like early. They had to make it CG, but I guess they did it back in like '88 or '89 or whenever this episode came out.
Yeah, that's imagery.
It looks completely off.
Looks like the Spectrum Holobyte model.
You know, it just doesn't
the
look
early
right.
ones.
Yeah.
You know what I liked is when you see like in Sins of the Father or like.
You're not going to share that. You're not going to share that with the audience.
I can. Let me do. Like, I don't think I'm a. I don't know if I don't have
open the image in Google, right here in StreamYards, and then hit present, and so that DeMarco can put it up.
I don't know how to do that. Hold on a second.
I'll do it on this side.
Can you do it?
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, I want to. I just didn't know how to do it, so I've never presented before. But like in the Civil War episodes, when you see like mainly the saucer section, they have this angle of it. It looks really cool where you're only seeing the saucer section and maybe a little bit of the. Yeah, but that's a terrible render of the Enterprise.
It is
awful. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
I think they even kept it for the HD version. Let me check the HD version and see if they kept it.
That looks like, it looks like a video game from the 80s.
A really bad
they
one.
Kept it in the HD version of the episode. Let me see screen cap. I'll see if they kept it in the Blu-ray.
Speaking of enhancing Voyager, they need to redo the 37s.
Why?
The scale of Voyager has been off so bad.
Oh, when it lands?
Yeah, when it lands, when the crew is outside of Voyager, it looks so fake. Which means they also have to turn around and do basics parts 1 and 2 over again too. Because 15 decks is huge, especially when the ship is elevated 5 stories off the ground by the landing struts. It shouldn't look like a 5-story building.
I'm sorry. When I saw that they landed on the planet and those tiny little feet came out of the engineering section, I'm like, no. That whole thing's going to tip over. It's got more mass. I mean, the
spoon would cause it to fall
spoon.
Over.
Yeah, exactly. The spoon has more mass than the center of gravity is under the spoon. It's not under the. Anyway.
Yeah. Stupid spoon
I can't
head.
find an HD shot of that scene.
I got a chuckle from John out of that.
Landing sluts. One of the things about Deep Space Nine that is interesting is that they actually kind of planned ahead with their CG, all that CG stuff that they did. The models were higher DPI than they needed to be, or higher,
Yeah.
And for television at the time, I don't know that they're up to HD standard, but they showed us what they could do in what we left behind with all those things. I mean, they really livened up some of those battle scenes.
I would have loved to see the original rumored version of What You Leave Behind. Apparently, it was supposed to be a huge crossover battle. And the Battle Cardassia was supposed to be much, much larger with the Enterprise. But they couldn't get the money to convert the model of the Enterprise E to TV standards, so they wrote all of that out.
Yeah, they had to use repeat examples of footage anyway. I mean, they were really,
The same ship got blown up six different episodes. The
Yeah.
Sea
Well,
Majestic went down 3 times.
Here-
The
here's
Sea
the
Tac and the
updated-
Majestic got blown up all the time.
Here's the HD version on the Blu-ray for the shot I showed you earlier.
Oh my gosh, it looks worse. Here, I'll share it.
It's like you can see it's a little different, but
Embrace
it's still
the suck.
just as bad.
Yeah.
Embrace the suck.
It's got more detail on it, but it's still you can tell that's
the
not
same
model.
crappy.
Yeah.
The neck is too big. This is a
my
counter
least
of
favorite
Farpoint
shot of the
Enterprise
Enterprise.
D.
Yeah.
And that was ugly.
It's my least favorite, and it looks like they used the ship from Star Trek 3.
That's the Merchantman. That's the freighter, the Merchantman
For
freighter.
Cheliac.
They just colored it blue.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be for the super powerful race called the Cheliacs.
Yeah.
And they put a hat on this. Another shot, you'll see the hat on the ship to make it different. These guys, because of the timeline in this, if anybody in Star Trek in Name Only Discovery was paying attention, these guys should still have been in the pilot of Discovery, or at least mentioned, since Starfleet was in a huge war with these guys.
The Cheliac?
Yeah, 2255. They were in a huge war with the Cheliac.
No, it's just a treaty.
Well-
they could have made another treaty.
No, they did go. Yeah, the treaty was after a war.
Anybody who thinks Discovery is actually in continuity with
It's
the rest
not.
of Star Trek is foolish.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
That's
it's
why I
way
call it. That's why I call it Stinod. STINOD. Star Trek in Name Only. It's not even worthy of the name, but it is. It's there.
I mean, I know I just
You mean
came into the stream.
Steno?
I know I just
Or
came into
Steno
the stream.
What's the D for?
Discovery.
Oh. Well, what I'm saying is,
gotcha.
like, although I came into the stream late, I just want to give my quick thought. Like, the new episode of Picard, like, Star Trek has always told bad stories, middling stories, good stories, great stories, but a lot of stories that they've told over the history have also, like, tried to look back on itself. It's aware of its own history. They've always done it. They've done it since the beginning. It's like, let's look back on Star Trek, Generations, Rathacon. Even the motion picture is a 10-minute scene of them looking at the Enterprise, because it's the first time they've done it with good special effects. Star Trek has always, like, stepped back and allowed the fans to look at Star Trek. And that's kind of what this new season of this new episode of Picard is doing. So it's not, like, completely unusual that they would do it. And I don't mind on that level. If I want an actual good story, maybe there's only elements of it that I like, but I'll take it.
Well, we're not. Most of us are appreciating it as exactly what it is. So
Yeah, and a lot of people seem to be forgetting that the whole point of this is it's the farewell to the TNG.
That's why I like it.
You know,
I'm not
it's their
terribly
it's their send off, and you know, a lot of people, and I won't say who, are probably a little mad that their favorite crew didn't get that kind of a send off. You know, they got Undiscovered Country was a good movie, and I thought it was a decent enough send off for them. But this is like a 9-hour movie we're getting. You know.
Yeah.
And
I think it could have been 7 episodes or 6 episodes, but overall I liked it. I think it was too dark and too unpleasant for so many episodes for me to watch. Like, I just didn't care for how dark it was. But I did like the fact that it was like a bottle episode. Like, the whole thing took place on like 2 sets for the most part. Like, they have the set for the Titan Bridge and a couple other sets, and then they drag out the bar set and they bring Patrick Stewart down there for a scene in every episode. And it was kind of, you know, it's like they dragged the guy down there. I feel so sorry for Patrick.
Honestly, I don't have a problem with the lighting of the show the way other people do. In terms of dark, if you mean like the occasional salty word.
No, I just mean dark. Like,
I shouldn't use that term. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the physical lighting of the show at all, because that's just dramatic lighting. That's cinema lighting. It's the same thing they did with
Star Trek.
Yes, it is. It's on the movies. They did that. I mean, you remember Generations?
Generations, yeah, but it's still.
Hold on, let me get a word out here, Mercer. On Generations, they had the same sets. They just lit them in a cinematic style, which is very different than the television style, and that's what
Well,
we've been getting since. And
they-
since this streaming show is in fact a cinematic experience in an episodic format, I didn't have a problem with it.
They lit the sets that way for generations because they were trying to hide the fact that those sets were not designed for a movie quality screen.
Well, if you say so. I mean, many of those sets had been used in movies prior, like Undiscovered Country, the engineering section and such.
Well,
So,
specifically, the bridge wasn't.
Yeah, that's where they had to redone it.
Yeah, they crowded a bunch more stations on it and things like that. But I mean, again, I don't have a problem with the lighting at all. And the movies had dramatic lighting, and this is essentially, a movie now. I mean, it was neat though when they went onto the D's bridge and the lights came on very slowly, and it just kept getting brighter and brighter and brighter until you pretty much have the same illumination level that we had on the old show. And it's a stark contrast, and I liked that contrast because this, it really hits home the idea that you are looking at a bridge and a set from a different era of entertainment.
Invokes a sense of hope.
But you look back at you look back at TOS episodes like Balance of Terror. They lit that set very dramatically, and it's very dark in certain places, just like this new stuff. So this idea that it's not Star Trek if it's not brightly lit, I don't buy that at all.
I don't buy it either. I had no problem with the rhythm. I'm sorry.
They may have also filmed. What ship was it? What ship were they on most of the time? I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Titan.
The Titan. They may have filmed it that way, so dark, to create that contrast with the Enterprise. So the Enterprise looks like the ship of hope, the ship of light.
Yeah. That's kind of how I'm picturing it too. Like, it's dark and we can barely see anything, and that's the criticisms are fair, but at the same time, to me it's invoking the mood and setting the stage of the absolute toilet bowl of diarrhea that Starfleet is in, and that it's all gonna go badly, and it's dark and it's foreboding, it's doom and gloom, and then you get to the Enterprise, exactly like you said, lights up, bright hope, angels of light coming down to save the day, and it works. It works. It's technically correct. I do not agree with Resolute Germ at all. I can't. There's no way I can agree with Resolute Germ.
I had no idea we had so many lighting experts in our midst. I had in college I was a television and radio productions minor, and I had classes on lighting a set and things like that. And I won't say it's bad lighting.
You mentioned generations before. I've always wondered on the fridge where they put the extra stations. Is there any source that says what those extra stations actually did, what their functions were?
Mission ops.
I don't know. I know that Lieutenant J was at one of them. She was at the one that was near Data. I don't know if you know who Ensign J is.
She was a pilot. She flew the ship in Generation.
She had a lot of jobs. She was security at one point. They put her in a red uniform, a yellow one. Yeah, Tracy Lococo was her name. Still is her name. And it's funny too because there's one episode where she's sitting like Picard and the crew are, in fact, here it is. Picard and the crew are listening to a musical presentation that Data and O'Brien and a number of other people are. And I remember this was the first time I noticed her, and I'm like, I'm sharing the image, the screenshot.
Can somebody answer me a question about the episode that I just have that I don't want to forget about? What did Worf mean when he said "not my fault"?
We don't know, and we're
Unknown.
not. I mean, that's just a breadcrumb for something. But no, when I saw this, and she's sitting very close to Picard. Picard, you can tell by the angle of his shoulders. I'm like, is this Picard's like 17-year-old date or something? I was like, who is this? Who is this woman here? And she didn't talk. She just gave facial expressions, and then and I think at one point they were going to try to make Lakoko, who is actually a stunt woman for Marina Sirtis in a lot of stuff, try to make her give her a speaking role, but she never said a word in any of the episodes she was in, and later on Generation, see she wore yeah. If you look up Lieutenant J Star Trek, you'll see all these images, and she's mostly wearing yellow, but sometimes she's wearing red.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was the one. It's interesting because there's a conflict with one of Marina Sirtis' stories. If you guys remember the episode where Data, Troy, and O'Brien got possessed by ghosts and took over the ship. There's a scene where the three of them are thrown back. Four of them actually, because Riker was with them, but he didn't get possessed. Got thrown back by that lightning effect that we all see in every episode,
Yeah.
And Marina says that she threw herself back and landed on her coccyx, which apparently is a part of your back or something, your pelvis, and she thought she heard it crack. But all sources say that was actually Tracy Lakoko, her stunt woman, who did that move in the episode. So, I think she's probably misremembering things.
I cannot find a canon close-up of those port and starboard duty stations on the Generations Enterprise bridge. The only thing the only thing that I can find that could be remotely pseudo-canon would be the Stage 9 recreations, but pseudo-canon.
Yeah, I thought they made the bridge look less spacious, and I didn't mind the staircase leading up to moving the captain's chair and everybody's chairs up a little bit higher, because that way you could fit them all in a widescreen shot. Everybody, the helmsman, the ops station, and then the three people in this. But I do like that they restored, that Geordi restores it back to about season 3 or so edition.
Yeah. You can't beat the classic TNG.
That wood paneling too. I mean, because that horseshoe that they had on the Enterprise, or Worf's station essentially was, they had that faux wood paneling there, which was, I always thought that made it look real dated, but oh
well. Speaking of bridges, I really like the yesterday's Enterprise bridge in the alternate reality, and I would have liked to have seen, instead of just one episode, I would have liked to have seen like a 3-parter in that alternate reality where they're fighting the Klingon War and having, the Enterprise essentially a warship. That would have been nice.
Lose Mercer again? Oh, how is that?
Oh, he's back now.
Yeah, we lost Mercer.
Okay.
Welcome back, Mikey.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Mikey.
Mikey's back.
Welcome back, Mikey.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you the profile pic is our cat Moon Pie. So I'm the founder of Moon Pie.
Very nice.
Cool.
Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and take off too. I've been talking too much, so it's time to do some other.
I am too. I'm gonna go have lunch. I'm hungry. I can't take any more.
Darren, before you go, I was just wondering, are you on Discord at all? Because there's something.
I think I am. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's something I'd like to ask you, but it's off topic, so I shouldn't really get that on.
Yeah, I look at Discord maybe once a week. So,
Okay.
let me see if I who I would I belong to Life with Matthews Discord. So you could find me through him.
Yeah, that's how I would get in
Oh,
contact.
Bird of Play 5's channel too. If you're subscribed to him on Discord, you can talk to me through that too. Okay.
No, I
Okay.
didn't know he had his own channel, so that's interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know he had his own YouTube channel. I didn't know he had his own Discord server. So, yeah, cool.
Yep.
Um,
Alrighty.
Hey, leading
Right.
crewman. Leading crewman.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Star Trek series?
Probably TNG.
TNG. Okay.
Yeah. What's yours?
I kind for myself. I kind of like Enterprise because, I grew up watching Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap and all that stuff. So when he became Archer, I thought that's really cool.
Fair enough. A lot of people like Enterprise. It's definitely not my favorite, but a lot of people like it, so you're in good company.
The Times Square billboard review.
Times Square.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, I'd heard they were doing something there, but I didn't know what it
cool.
was.
Yep, it's a 3D Enterprise D billboard.
Gentlemen,
Wow,
did any of you get to see the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas? I did. I was there for 6 hours. I loved it.
Oh wow!
Right,
I
I didn't.
never.
Yeah, I never got to it, so fortunately.
Oh, John, you would have loved it.
I'm
They
sure.
had Quark's bar and everything in there, man. It was totally cool. I went with a
Oh,
friend of
I
mine.
thought it was. I thought it was a next generation experience, and maybe they
It was all encompassing.
changed it.
Yeah,
It was all
it was all encompassing. What happened was we well, there was actually 2 Star Trek conventions I went to. One was in Phoenix, Arizona. I was there for about 5.5 hours. This was before they were going to do J.J. Abrams' reboot of the original Star Trek, the one that had Chris Pine in it as Kirk.
Mhm.
And we went there I went there with a friend, Bridget, and we saw how the sets were set up and everything. Before that, I went with a friend Larry to Las Vegas. We went to see the Star Trek experience. It was in the Las Vegas Hilton, and that was wonderful. They had a mixture of TNG and DS9, and I think they were just getting started into Voyager. But yeah, it was nice. Both conventions were really wonderful.
Sounds really cool. I know he's not doing conventions now, which is a shame, but I would have loved to meet Colmanini because I also really like O'Brien's character. I don't think he's doing conventions anymore, which is a shame.
Let me take off, guys. Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys out there sometime.
See you, Tokyo.
Thanks for the game,
Thank you,
Sean and Jeff.
Tokyo.
Nice to meet you, Mikey.
Good to meet you, sir. We'll try again and see if I can make Final Jeopardy next time.
Awesome.
Excellent.
See you next week then. See you later, crewman.
See you, Tokyo. Have a good one.
You too. See you guys.
This school we got a threesome.
4? No, there's still 4 of us.
Yeah, the professor's just cloaked right now.
I turned off my camera.
Oh, okay.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
You're still there? Oh, okay.
I'm still
hey,
here.
Brainy, what's up, man? Good to see you.
I'm just a little tired, is all.
Sorry to hear that, Professor.
No, honey.
Yeah, I was thinking about it's probably about time to start winding down the stream anyway.
Fair enough. Thanks very much.
I'm sorry I came in too late.
It's no problem. Like we do this every Saturday, so you're welcome to come back next time.
Yeah, it was good to meet you,
When do
Mike.
you guys do this? Because I'm in Toronto, Canada. So when do you guys do it? When do you usually start?
It starts at 9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So next Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. That should be fun. Yeah.
Excellent.
How do you guys come up with the questions, John? How do you usually come up with those?
I just, over the course of the week, I just do research and just write stuff down, basically.
Cool.
He's extremely talented. I don't know how he does it each week.
Yeah. One week
I
I
have
did the
to say they're
questions
talented. Yeah.
and it was
I was
very
gonna say
difficult.
I thought it was pretty
I
nerdy, and then
Oops, you guys
go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mikey.
I think there was a little bit of a delay.
Oops.
was there? Oh, okay. A library cabal makes questions on a secret Discord. That's probably true.
Well,
Only
if
you
you're
can,
around for a while, you'll know that.
only if you can identify the cabal. The Jumper.
Well, Cinnabon's just he jokes
Jumper
every week that it's
Cold
rigged,
War
but
had that
it's
in
not.
school.
Yeah, you're
Cinnabon's
gonna.
got. Sorry.
Go ahead, Lee Crewman.
Cinnabon's got this weird pathological suspicion of Liberians, but the rest of us trust the professor because the professor's a Liberian, you see. But the rest of us have the
Hello.
utmost trust in him.
I agree. Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
I tell you, like
Yeah.
as I was telling John before, my favorite series, as far as what I've seen so far, it really is a tie between. Well, I really enjoyed ENT, and I wish it had gone at least another season or more. 3 seasons for me. It was only three, right? Yeah, so it's very
4.
long. I wish it had lasted longer. And I also enjoyed Voyager. Voyager, that was great. I mean, I followed everything on that. You know, the original series. He kind of started everything. Great
Yeah.
Well,
stuff.
John, I think you wanted to wrap up, John.
Yes, I wanted to go and wind it down. It's getting kind of late here, but I want to thank everyone who joined us both on the panel and in the chat. We appreciate you stopping by. As we said, we should be back next Saturday at our usual time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. So we look forward to seeing you all there.
9 Eastern.
And I
Yep.
just want everybody to know, unlike last week, Question of Trek tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern.
It's another Star Trek quiz show.
4:30
If you
Eastern.
haven't seen it, check it out.
That's another one. Oh, okay. Now,
Yeah, that's on a different
wait,
channel.
Is it on your channel?
No, it's
Brainy
on a
Specs tomorrow.
question of Trek. Look up Question of Trek.
Question of Trek. QOT. Oh, that's what QOT meant. Okay. Question of Trek. 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I'll try to look for it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sorry about my
Crewman,
coughing.
I
again.
salute you.
I'm
Live long and
symptom-
prosper.
You too.
I salute you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Brainy,
Thanks
live
for
long and prosper.
joining.
John, live long and prosper.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, no problem.
Good night.
We'll see you guys
Good night,
everyone. See you,
either
everyone.
tomorrow or next week. All right, man.
Cool.
Good night, guys.
End
See ya.
program.